Welcome to the Boston's Big Four podcast. Cast. New news about music and sports every week, sometimes.
All right, we're back. We got Rob Putsinwork with us, live in the flesh. We saw him recently on High Street going crazy, so we hope he doesn't yell at us tonight.
Nah, I told you I'm chilling.
But it's funny. Your name is Rob Putsinwork, and I always joke. I was joking about to this with Pete about, like, you know, if you're gonna have puts in work in your name, like you gotta be putting in work.
Yeah,
right?
Facts. You gotta live up to it.
So yeah, I feel like you've definitely been living up to it.
I
got
got to. If you're gonna
on.
name yourself that, then you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
When you named yourself that, was it kind of like a way to motivate yourself to put in
No.
work? You're like, no?
Absolutely not.
No?
Nah, it was more so like I had already been. I think I put that.
You were
as my-
already putting in work?
Yeah. So I had a
Yeah.
company. I was a manager for probably 3-4 years before I became like Rob Puts in Work, and that's just because every time I see you, bro, you always on your grind. You know what I mean? You always hustling. Da 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 da. Then I was like, I bet my handles used to be my full name, Robert Kelly Morgan, and I go by Robert Kelly Morgan or Rob. You feel me? But when it was time to like, okay, bro, it's a handle. Like, let me think of something that can stick, and it's just it was something that I had already earned like in passing by mad people who just always say, you always grinding, bro. You always putting work. You always doing da 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 da.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I bet I'm Rob Puts in Work.
It's only right.
Yeah, facts.
I love it. Congratulations, by the way. Nominated for 4 BMAs. Well, you and your artist.
And gang,
right?
you feel me? Put in Work got 4 nominations. You know what I'm saying? Give DJ Producer of the Year, me Talent Manager of the Year, C4 Live Artist of the Year, and then Put in Work TV Live Music Publication of the Year. So, I'm grateful for that.
That's gotta
Boston
feel
Music
good.
Awards is lit 2024. Let's see what happens.
That's got to feel good.
That's gonna be sick. Yeah, well, we'll definitely be there. I'm excited to see it. That's awesome. I mean, you'll basically be running it, all the categories. You're just gonna be there all night.
There's like 40 categories.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So we got 10%.
Are you guys the
go.
new T-Pain? You're just up every time.
You said what, I mean?
The new
T-Pain.
T-Pain. Remember, it was like that one year was like every year he was every song in every category he was affiliated with something on it.
Yeah, maybe
It was
next
just
year,
like-
you know what I'm saying? We might hit every category, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to putting work in Boston, like I want putting work to, be a domineering figure in music in Boston and culture in Boston. So maybe one day, you'll see us in every category, like and contributing in some way. I could see that happening.
I think so. I love the brand. I mean, just like the nickname makes sense. Like how we've already been talking. I mean, we kind of just officially met before this, and just everything you say, the questions you're asking are show me like that you are putting in the work, because people that ask questions like that aren't just going to sit back and be like, I hope something good happens.
Oh
So
yeah,
you're doing it, and I respect that so much. And also the part of just like simplicity, the logo, I feel like is so merchable. Like that's perfect for stickers.
Absolutely.
That's perfect for shirts, sweatshirts, everything like that.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. Like it doesn't have to be necessarily like your whatever genre you try to associate it with. Like if there's an artist in particular you're working with or something, like put in work is what it is. Like it's an awesome brand. I love that.
Thank you. And like that just comes from time and just making something to where you want it to be bold, expressive, and then stick out. Like put in work is a statement. Like that's why even when it comes to making the logo, it's like kind of like the opposite of a stop sign. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more like go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that red is like a bull red. You get what I'm saying? So it's like go. Like that's what putting work is about. It's about going. It's about motion. It's about all the
colors,
layers
too.
that come. Yeah, it's like
interesting. That's like I mean, that's what the best businesses do, is taking into even account the colors of your logo.
Yeah,
so
every
what
single-
that does to your emotions and everything. That's awesome.
Every single thing like that I do has thought behind it. I can't be out here brainless. You feel me? I can't do it. You feel me? Like so, even with putting work, like it's all thought. Like it's been thought. And putting work is just like an accumulation of mad different moments in my life and what I gathered and developed through it. You feel me? Like where it's like you can't skip the putting in the work. Like you just can't skip that grind. Like you can do whatever, you can think whatever, but you gotta do the work. You feel me? And the work isn't what people think it is either. The work is really a lot of internal work, a lot of self-reflection. It's not just going about the motions of things. It's about if you want to own your independence and your freedom, you got to really think through it and grind it. You feel me? And that's what Putsinwork is about. That's what I'm about.
Yeah. No, that's it's funny you say you can't get through anything without putting in the work, and that's a philosophy that in a different, way I have come to, where I remember thinking like earlier in life, you can either like choose this pain now, or by waiting and not bringing a pain on yourself, whether it's working out or studying or like putting in the time to do something. There's going to be a pain later that's a consequence of that. And you have to feel one of those pains. And it's either you do it or you just wait and something happens.
The second one is way worse.
Yeah.
The second one hit a little bit harder.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose the second one. That's the thing.
Yeah, right.
You're going to feel pain. Do you pick it or not? And that's how I have kind of like operated in some ways, where you don't want to get up in the morning. You might not want to work out that day, or like, oh, I got to do this or that. And you got some task and you just have to do it. And that's putting in the work. So it all comes down. I feel like a bunch of times this podcast, we're going to be like, comes down to putting in the work.
It does.
So
that's the bottom line.
Calling myself out right now.
You bring it all back.
Speaking of work, keep going. I have to fix that camera. Just
all right, no worries.
Say less.
So your website, putsinworktv.com.
Yes.
One of the more impressive websites, covering the culture. Maybe the most impressive, the most consistent.
Yeah,
you're posting. Yeah, every single day you're posting multiple times.
Yeah, on multiple platforms.
On multiple platforms, you're sharing podcasts. Different podcasts. You put, my interview with Isaac Lane, the basketball
every interview
player.
y'all do, we do it.
Yeah. Like you put. Yeah. So like, how do you keep up with all that?
So we have a series of playlists on our YouTube channel that we update each day. So we have a source list. So Putsinwork TV is about a new source for music creation and culture.
Yeah.
Of course, it focuses on New England culture. So we use the YouTube API and stuff like that, and basically we drive it based off our playlist. So first we start with the YouTube playlist. Every time that you guys update, we'll add it to the New England culture playlist, and then based off of the playlist, we write articles for every video that we have on the playlist, and that's to get posted to the website.
Okay.
So basically, the people that are driving the content are independent content creators and media companies. You know what I'm saying? Because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, because there's so much good independent media coming out of Boston and New England right now, and there's several platforms that are fueling what Putsinwork TV is able to do. And then let's say like your playlist, like you guys, the Boston Biggest Four playlist, you get what I'm saying, when it comes to like having that and then having several different other playlists that fuel the New England music or the Boston hip hop and R&B section. And then you have the Culture Now playlist, which has like all the podcasts nationally. You know what I mean? And then we have the Music Now, which is music nationally. There's hundreds of thousands of artists, you get what I'm saying? So every day is a new day to discover new artists, and we take that very seriously at Putsinwork TV. And that's what I want Putsinwork TV to be, just a new platform to where you can discover new news about music industry, the music business, life, regular business, and just intellectual property and intellectual insights from all over New England and beyond. So that's the goal with that.
Yeah, you cover a lot on there. It's pretty
and you
impressive.
can. I wanted to make a site where if you chose to scroll all day, you could do that.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, where if you want to get lost and it's not negative.
The first time I went on there, I was definitely lost for a while.
That's fire.
Yeah,
that means it works.
I mean, it was every single day. You're posting multiple times a day, just like keeping up with everything. Nobody else is really doing that around here.
Yeah, nah.
Putting
Like
in the
I
work.
have, we have a website. I would write articles, every now and then, but to be posting multiple times a day, every day is,
it's something that I think is different. You feel me?
Yeah.
I just wanted to up the standard of.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of Putsinwork stuff is do. We're just trying to up the standard. Once a site comes along that can beat us and be better, then we can move along. But I don't think there's really anything that can do it right now.
Do you feel that the volume of traffic is proportionate? Like, I'm sure because you have the management mindset, and something that I feel like no one knows exactly how to crack, but some people are better than others at the search engine like the SEO stuff. So is having a certain volume of posts per day helping that, like on the Google algorithm?
Yes,
and things?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's also about how it's displayed. Like, so do you have a original thumbnail? You feel me? Do you have are you putting SEO tag words? You get what I'm saying? Do you have the description, the SEO description? Are the words Googleable and searchable?
Right.
And it's about knowing that. And if you have 5 to 7 a day, and then you get time, like it's more so Google is so diluted right now that it's really about time. Like, you know, the 10-year-old websites, of course, are going to do better than the 2-year-olds or the 1-year-old website. So we're posting consistently throughout the day, and and it's really about the volume of time. So it's like in 2-3 years, our SEO is going to be even crazier. You know what I'm saying? But we make sure that each post is optimized to the best of our abilities as of now. But it can always get better, and there's always tools to help you with, you know, searchable and making it more searchable.
So how are you making those decisions so quickly? Like when you are picking those thumbnails, do you have a designer?
Yeah, I have a designer. I have designers.
So it's just you have it put checks and balances throughout the process that this person has this ready based on things we
have
talked
a
about.
color palette, we have a style, and then we did adequate research on the complexes, the faders, I can pull up a list.
I know what you mean. The
You get
things
what I'm
that
saying?
work right
like,
now.
Yeah. But then even the what's that joint that's like mad corny? Which is like
XXL?
No,
never mind. Sorry, cut that out. Yeah.
Nah, like it's that joint that was like the internet media company that like they did mad content for.
Oh, is that like the kids that were like in the house, or is that something else?
What's the name? 1 second. I'm about to just let me.
Was it one of those
It still
content
exists or
houses?
no?
Yes, it still exists, but it's like it fell off. Like they used to post like 800 times. They had
Vice.
polls. No, not Vice. Vice was actually pretty cool.
It used to be, yeah.
Nah, Gawker was actually alright too, but yeah, we're getting close.
BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed.
Yeah,
BuzzFeed.
yeah.
I
Once we
haven't
started
seen
saying
BuzzFeed
those, I was like,
BuzzFeed, BuzzFeed, you know, like BuzzFeed's
fell off
model.
bad.
Yeah, they fell off terrible. But
They
they're-
used to just make lists all the time.
but
That's
that,
all it was. You
that
had to click
works.
through the list,
That-
right?
And then
Yeah.
and then so there used to be hacks to where if you notice, like back in the day, it used to be to where they'll make you click through and each thing is a page view.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That was the trick.
then-
I hated
yeah,
that.
I hated that
Yeah.
shit.
Oh my God.
But what I wanted to learn from BuzzFeed is like they were able to make like a substantial amount of content. So I studied them a little bit. Read their, you know, they're a publicly traded company. So, you know, read their.
BuzzFeed is. I actually
Yeah,
didn't
they
know
get
that. That's
flipped. They
weird.
got flipped mad times. You know what I'm saying? So,
interesting.
so reading when anything's a publicly traded company, I read their stock shit. You know what I'm saying? Figure out like Spotify, like all that. Like figure out what their actual mission is with the content, and then figuring out what's the goal, and then figuring out what they utilize, and
Or are they steering themselves straight into the rocks like some
yeah,
companies
and
do?
then figuring out like taking it from there. Because my whole thing is like with Putsinwork TV, is to reimagine hip hop media in a modern day way with a person that I don't know what people think the common consumer of hip hop is or what the common black man wants or likes. But I know what I like and I know what I'm able to do. And I know how many people are similar to me that are like me. And we are way more robust than the heads of these platforms may know. Yeah. So I'm just making something for like the next wave of individual people, which I think is Gen Z and Gen Alpha. So even then they're like, the youngest is like 8, 7 right now. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like they won't really consume Putsinwork TV until like 8 years from now. So I'm just getting it ready. You get what I'm saying? Like that.
Yep.
So yeah. So
Thinking
I'm just
ahead.
I'm just getting it ready. Like so where it's like this has been a 10-year thing. By the time I discovered Complex, it was already Mark Echo had made it 8 years before. So I'm just thinking like, okay, and then you hit your peak. Like this is just the beginning. Like I'm in my 3rd year. We're going into our 3rd year. Like this is a very premature startup media company. Like so
Only 3 years. I assumed. I know you told me you've been working with C4 for around 4 years, but I thought you had been a brand longer than that.
No,
so.
Putsinwork TV is entering its 3rd year. Putsinwork is entering its 3rd year. Putsinwork the company. I had a management company before called Stupefy.
I see.
And Stupefy is 10 years. Was 10 years. Like I've been a manager for 10 years.
Okay.
But now with Putsinwork, that was like me. Basically, I dissolved Stupefy, gathered all my assets, knowledge, and insight.
Stupefy. I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah, that was my company.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
It's been around.
See, I didn't even know.
We should have started there. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So I own Stupefy, which nobody really knew because Stupefy wasn't about branding at all. It was literally like if you knew, you knew.
Yeah.
But I managed Most High Kingdom. I managed Sean Wire.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Stupefied.
Yeah. Me, Sir Stonister, Stanley Venom, Think. But we didn't put that on no logos. I threw events, parties, did a whole bunch of things. And then I opened Putsinwork Studios 4 years ago. So I opened my first studio. My first recording studio was called Putsinwork Studios. It was on Blue Hill Ave.
Okay.
And yeah, so.
Is it still there?
No.
Okay.
We opened up 2, and now I'm currently in the process of opening up a new recording studio. It's not a Putsinwork studio with some partners, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, so once I did Putsinwork Studios, that kind of like became the brand over time. Like it was like Stupefy kind of died. Like I did everything I was supposed to do with Stupefy. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So is the Instagram still up or it's all good?
What?
Stupefy?
Yeah, I mean, but I never really did Instagram like that. I never was really like, I was never really like, even that's what people see me on all these pods and like interviewing and being public now. Like I didn't do my first pod until like 8 years in, 7 years in. You know what I'm saying? Like I already had like mad industry experience before I ever talked on the mic. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh yeah, I might as well pop it now. I got it.
You did the important shit first, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So
It's
that's
easier
why
to talk when you have experience.
Yeah. Mad easier to talk. I wish everyone would just do the work. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to talk with no experience.
yeah, and it's just like, nah, it was like 7 years. I had, touched mad pape, did travel the world, different shit. You know what I'm saying? Worked with mad different artists, been through mad different experiences, been in studios all over the world, figuring out this whole thing. And then I was like, oh, I feel comfortable now. Like I used to not even allow photos being taken of me, to be honest. Like when I was managing and shit, like don't take no photos. Don't. I had like these natural locks like that I didn't tame and just don't take no photos. Show pictures. Like I was that guy, but now I'm this guy. So it is what it is.
What a contrast.
It is what it is. Yeah.
So with like the management of social media and a lot of this stuff like is kind of, and I know you mentioned you got your team of designers and there's the artists, of course, that you manage and things like that. So when you go out, if you, and this is I guess an aspect of it that I'm also curious for management is, so you go to a show for the artist you're managing. How hands-on are you? Are you just kind of letting this person go? Are you kind of making sure everyone has a ride, goes like has their food?
Well, yeah, I do whatever's needed of me. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what a manager's job is. So like every artist isn't the same. Like every artist has different needs and wants and desires, and then every artist also has different personality, characters, and backgrounds. So what one artist may need, another artist may not. So I might have to come through. Let's say I go to a show, one artist might need, just to make sure I handle all the logistics, make sure I talk to everybody, and they just want to go in the back and be an artist the whole time. Gotcha. Some artists just want me to be next to them as they handle it and then chime in when needed just because they want to be the boss in their own business, you feel me, which is respectable. And then some artists, you know what I mean, just want me to be around, and if they need me, they need me. So it depends on what type of artist. It depends on needs. Some artists don't want to talk to anyone other than me. You know what I mean? So it's like I'll be in a situation, it's like, talk to Raw. You know what I'm saying? Or talk to him. He handle everything. And then
so who is the biggest diva?
They're all divas. They're artists.
How many artists do you manage?
Who's the biggest?
Right now, I work with several artists in different capacities, but right now I just manage C4 and Gib DJ. Okay. And they're not divas. You know what I'm saying? They're
no, I'm just being a piece of work.
That's all good. But
both nominated for BMAs, so
you know what
2
it
for
is.
2.
Put in work way. You
2
get
for
what I'm
2.
saying? Like so you know what I'm saying? They best at what they do, but there's not really many divas. I'm joking, but our artists are artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm blessed and highly favored to be able to deal with and work with artists at the capacity I do. And I'm just a person that, even though it might come off as like, when it comes to working with an artist, bro, like my whole life has been geared towards helping art. I've been doing this since I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? A literal child. You feel me? Like, working with artists and helping, and also I'm appreciative of art. You know what I'm saying? Like I am a fan and a lover and a connoisseur of art. So when it comes to someone being an artist and being a creator, I respect what they bring to the world. So I know how to to modify what I need to modify in order to help them and assist them, because I know what their value is to the world at large. You feel me?
Yeah, that's like a deep emotional intelligence to know how to find, like, how to give someone the space or whatever they need to do their best work.
Yes.
And that's like it takes a lot of
like
observation.
being a great coach.
Yeah, it's like being a great coach. It's like being a mentor, being a father. It's like being a brother, cousin. It geared me to be a man. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like management, if you're a young man, like, and you want an experience to like grow and learn, I would recommend trying management. Manage one of your friends that you believe in. Like, just trying it for a little bit to get that experience, because there is nothing like it when it comes to learning how to formulate, develop, maintain, and build a partnership, and to be a team player, and to be unwavering in support, and then also to be compromising, you feel me, and to compromise, you feel me. Like, that trait allows me to do business with the biggest companies in the world successfully, because I could compromise with an artist. Like, it all scales up, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
compromise is big, I think, in all business. Like, because what I think shoots a lot of people in the foot is, like, you might have a good idea, you might have a good vision, you might have good things going for you, but sometimes you got to give a little. Like, for
all times you have to give a little. And when you're a manager, your whole stick is giving.
Yes. Yeah.
So artists sometimes aren't used to giving anything, to be honest, because they're used to. But being a manager is damn near all, because it's not even yours.
Right.
What you're managing isn't yours.
Right.
So when you're a manager, no matter, but you're attached because it's music and art and culture, and so there's an emotional attachment to it. But you're being. It's like watching someone. Y'all have a baby together, and it's not your kid. Like, they can walk off with your kid. And it's like, damn, we had it together, though. But then it's like, there ain't no DNA over here with this. It's not your kid. And you got to be okay with the fact that that's not mine. So it's like, now it's like, I'm in a position in life where it's like, I know what's mine. I know what's not mine. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm not willing to do. I know what I am willing to do. I know what I'm able to do. And I'm blessed to have that insight, because a lot of people don't. Like, a lot of people just every day, they're still just trying to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? Like, whereas like the battle of life is also knowing what the hell you won't do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. You get what I'm saying? And management will teach you what you're not going to do.
What's an example of something that you're not going to do in management?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing something for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm past that stage in life.
All right.
Yeah, you're not getting robbed for free.
You got to bring the bag.
And he ain't cheap either.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
You got to
Like,
bring the bag.
and if you think it's that, you got to make sense. It got to make all the way sense. I want documentation. I want proof. I want research and development, because I know how much time, energy, and effort. I know how many documents, 40, 50,000 documents of research or development. Not even including the amount of time I've actually been on strip, 24-hour days. You know what I mean? Working this. You get what I'm saying? Studio session. I got 13 albums and I produced over 100 hours of music. You feel me? Of content, of media. 10K pieces of content on Putsinwork TV.
How many plaques do you have now?
Certs, I got 40. You feel me?
Certs. So can you describe the difference between certs and plaques?
So a certification is something, you got to order the plaques.
Okay.
But you got to have the certification to order the plaque.
Okay.
So I didn't order the plaques because I might combine them, like, depending on what we decide to do. Because, like, there's Billboard, there's RIAA, there's iTunes, then there's Spotify. So when it comes to the certs, it might be one album gets you 4-5 different certs across those different platforms. You know what I mean? So when
you can cash these in anytime, basically. Like,
whenever I want. But I have to decide. Like, me and my the talent I manage, Scott Taylor Jr. Shout out to him, changed my life. We just gonna decide how we want it to look.
Makes sense.
Because I might want, my certs to be 10 different plaques or 20 different plaques, because I want to go big.
Is that many?
Huh?
10 of them?
It could be up to 40.
Oh, I see.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you got
for each of these platforms and everything.
So it's like
they don't combine them and put the logos.
But you can.
Oh,
it's up to you, because it's like a package. Like, so I can have 10 million records sold or 5 million plus, or I can have 1 million streams or 10 million streams, or I can put it all together and it'd be it'll be 40 certs, but it'd be one plaque. On one,
I like that better.
On one plaque,
easier.
there's 30 certs, but it's a big ass plaque. It would be like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But so it's like the plaque is the actual physical thing of the cert. You know
That
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
Yeah, the
So
certification.
I was thinking maybe you were saying like it may look like a plaque, but it's like they were just different categories of whatever they give you. But that
It would
makes
be
sense.
like the plaque. Like, so let's say you order it from Billboard. So Billboard, I can have all my billboards on one plaque, but it's 30 of the billboard, like 20, 10, 15 of the billboards. Number 1, number 23, number 2, like number 10. Like there's a whole bunch of billboard joints. And then on iTunes or Spotify, I can have like, I think we got record 1 million stream. You can get up to 1 million stream. Then we got, my talent got Utopia. So that's like, that's like 2 point.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of streams.
Right,
It's like
right.
2.3 billion.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that's a Spotify plaque, like 2.3 billion streams. You know what I'm saying?
So you were involved with Utopia?
Yeah, my talent managed the talent that I managed at the time tracked out West Side Gun's verse on Lost Forever.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man, thank you. Shout out to Scotty, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's Scotty?
Scott Taylor Jr. is a phenomenal engineer, one of the best engineers in the business that has worked with the likes of West Side. He has been on the credits he has. He's been on The Baby, Money Long, Travis Scott.
So he's a big deal.
Lil Durk. Well, yeah, he's a big deal. He's a
Yeah.
big deal. Multi-platinum, Ray Shrummer, Jeezy.
Okay.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like
good track record.
multi-platinum.
Yeah.
And he's sonically it. Like he just has he's perfect pitch, knows every type of instrument, been in the church, started in the church when he was a child, been just raised to be a musical savant and genius. You feel me?
Okay.
And
how'd you link up with him?
I was working with an artist, an R&B artist, singer that I was managing, and by the grace of God and the universe, we had no pape. We had no pape at the time, bro. This is like 2015. I just started managing, bro. We scraped together a little bit of an investment, and we spent the last on like a C room in a major studio in Atlanta. And in that C room, we had booked an engineer that now is a fighter. You feel me? He's not, doesn't even, yeah.
Wow.
So then the dude that owns the studio, because the R&B singer that I manage is a beautiful woman. She's a behemoth. She was 6'4", gorgeous.
6'4",
like in Harry Potter.
Yeah, just a whimsical, magical being.
I got you.
Beautiful smile, gracious.
I'm
just
picturing the giant school from Harry Potter.
yeah,
the
just
French
a gracious woman. You know what I mean? And
6'4".
Yeah, 6'4", beautiful, curvaceous.
Yeah.
Not like
Curvaceous.
a dude. Yeah, curvaceous. You know what I mean?
Voluptuous.
Flattering.
Voluptuous.
Flattering, let's be clear.
Southern belle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so Patchwork. He did that. Then owner of the studio, Hot Beats, excuse me. Owner of the studio came in the C room, seen the engineer, said, "Nah,
No way.
you need another engineer."
Really?
No way, dude.
Yeah, and then he said, "I got a dude for you. Come back."
He kicks the guy out?
No, he doesn't. He lets him rock. But he says, "Yo, y'all come back on like the following Monday. I'm gonna put you in the A room with this dude." And that dude was Scott Taylor Jr.
No way.
So yeah, it was just the universe for real, bro. And then so years later, so we worked. He became the head engineer of like all my sessions in Atlanta and stuff like that. And then in due time, he needed management. And he said like I was the first person on his mind just due to how I treated my artists. And he wanted me to help him with some stuff. I helped him with it immediately, and we have been rocking ever since until and then I started putting work and I started focusing mainly on New England. So he's in Atlanta. So.
Who were you managing? Who were you managing at that time? My bad.
Oh no! I managed. At that time, I was managing Most High Kingdom, which was Najee Janey, Milkshot Benedict, Sean Wire, Gib DJ.
Okay.
I was managing Scott Taylor Jr., Hello Six. Then I added C4, so I had like 8 talents. And then I worked with Bally Baby, Woo, which is some like Atlanta artist.
Is that too many? Does that feel
Well,
like
yeah, man.
Yeah,
It feels like a lot. It feels like a lot.
Oh man.
Just wanted to clarify. I don't know, like if you had a system, you're like,
yeah,
oh,
I had a system, all right. It was going crazy. That was the system. Being a nut.
Man.
That was the system.
Well,
and it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was the death of stupefied, trying to do too damn much. You feel me? And then I had to come to the realization of like, where do I want to take this? You know what I mean? And what do I want to do? And in that rebirth, came put in work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thankful for that.
When did you link up with C4?
C4 was actually the last artist signed to Stupefy and the first artist signed to Put in Work Management.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So me and C4 have been rocking for like 4 years now.
Shout out C4.
I first met him
Love
when he was
C4.
16 years old. You know what I mean? He's a dynamite. He's a dynamic live
I think
performer.
that's when I first heard about him, and I was like, this kid's only 16.
Red
It was
Vest
crazy.
era C4 is what I like to call it. Like, he was going on stage competing. It was at Middle East downstairs. It was a competition. And this time I think I was just mad, like inquisitive, and I was just going to shows randomly, just seeing the scene, seeing the environment. It might have been like 2017 or something like that. And so I was just going to different shows, checking things out, figuring out where I wanted to make my place and how I wanted to go about doing things, you feel me? And so I had walked in and seen C4, I got literal chills, you feel me? And I was like, damn.
He'll do that to you.
Yeah, I got chills seeing him perform. And then I booked him for a few of my shows. During the pandemic, I did a series of shows called Live At, where we did social distance concerts in Connecticut. We rented out a drive-in movie theater.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
Damn, they're kind of coming back. I mean, COVID did that, but like they
Drive-in
are.
movie
Yeah,
theaters?
that was fire. I love driving movie theater. That's my favorite date night.
They should come back.
Mm-hmm.
That is a classic date night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
facts.
it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, so we rented out a drive-in movie theater in Connecticut near UConn during pandemic, and then we went on a little tour. So we did Connecticut, then we did Atlanta, and then we brought it back to Boston. There was a Roxbury pop-up drive-in with like just a portable screen that they had, a big screen. So we sold that out. Had like 100 cars right in the middle of Roxbury, right near Dudley.
Damn.
Yeah. That was 2020. So once that happened,
right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Boston's big
That's
drive-in.
awesome.
We're doing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
next
hey,
year,
that would be kind of crazy. Let me know.
That would be
Collab.
fire.
My new thing is on the podcast. I just go Boston's big and then some idea, and that's like
Well,
my
that's
new branding
fire.
thing.
I love that. I love that. We got to get y'all connected with what's the bull name? El Presidente, what's his name?
Barstool.
Yeah,
No,
like
we don't fuck with Barstool.
We're a little bit enemies. We're a little bit enemies with them. Yeah.
What's happening with Barstool?
We don't know them.
No, it's not. It's because
I feel like
the
the vibe is
association is so.
Barstool.
It's because the association is so immediate that we're just like no.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
it
it's
is-
like Barstool vibes. No, y'all don't like it. I think y'all should hone into it a
I
little
think
bit.
if Jack and
you know
El
Dart
Prez met
Adams?
in another world, they'd
Yeah.
be best
Ask
friends.
Dart Adams what he thinks about Barstool.
So I just want to make something clear. Jack's forming an opinion based on Dart Adams' opinion. Is that what's going on?
Hey,
Just
Dart
ask
Adams
him.
is valid.
He is.
He's valid.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
what he thinks.
Shout out to Dart Adams. His book is sick.
Yeah.
The Loop.
We don't, we don't get political on this podcast, obviously.
Except for the last 10 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, I got a little deep. Excuse me. Rob's here. My fault.
No,
I did want to ask. You mentioned so like you don't do anything for free, and for the same reason that if you expected that person to, if you would do it for free, you wouldn't expect some measurables from their side. Like this is why it's worth it for you, and why I
It
think
has
we
to
would
be
work
an
together.
even exchange of value. You feel me? For anything that I do at this point, just for my experience and where I'm at in life and career. I'm not a young manager anymore.
Right? Yeah.
I'm a vet now.
And I think that is why I want to be clear to anyone who may hear that as like a way of being like it's only for money. Because a follow-up question is so first I want to just say if someone comes to you and tries to say like what are you doing, like a manager is just like I just need an extra hand around, like I don't need to pay you whatever you're gonna quote, whatever, you know what I mean? Like if someone's gonna argue that with you, you have these measurables to say this is what I bring to the table.
And I'm not arguing with anybody about
Of course.
anything in this.
And it shouldn't be an argument.
In this business, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not arguing or like, I'm not even, if I have to come to the table and explain my value, I won't be at that table.
Right.
Yeah.
What
it
do I
should be
like, do your research.
right.
That's all you got to do. If you don't know how to do that, you're not going to be successful anyway. Why would I want to work with you?
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I come to a table, I did my research.
Right.
I'm not coming to a table to say,
That's
like,
fair,
I'm not
yeah.
here to ask y'all, what are y'all going to do for me while I'm here because I already know what y'all do.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
So you don't have
absolutely.
to convince me of anything. And I don't even do business like that. If I have to be convincing, you can keep it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just not how I do business. I do business with people who want to do business with me because they know my value. And when I come to a table and my value is known, we can do business. You feel me? But if I come to a table and my value is not known and you think I'm about to get to tap dancing,
Of course.
you got the
Yeah.
wrong dude.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I got things to do. You get what I'm saying?
Is there
I
a
got things
caliber
to
of
do.
person that you would work for? And I don't want to say this.
I
as,
wouldn't
like,
work for anybody.
or work. I mean,
You get what I'm
thank you
saying?
for that clarification. But I mean, so like work with. So if this
Yeah.
person was to say like we'll work together. I don't have money up front, but this project will probably make us like and you know based on whatever this level of person is.
Yeah, I mean,
is
that's
there
just
like
business. Like,
yeah.
if you're giving me equity in the joint, that's the
That's
same
the
as
same as
cash,
payment, of
bro. I'm not
course,
talking.
yeah.
I'm not one of those people that think one-sided. When I talk about free, I don't
Right.
mean money. Money is it's a low-hanging fruit for what I'm talking about. I like equity.
Yes.
I like getting it on the back end. I like blank checks. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? And the only way to get a blank check is if you do the work first. Did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
people
like,
get so blinded by
no,
cash in
yeah,
hand.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's-
really too on that.
yeah.
That's not what I mean. Like, I'm not free or cheap. I'm saying, like, yeah, you're not gonna pay it up front, and I'm gonna get it on the back. You get what I'm saying? And we could get it on the back, but at the end of the day, you might save yourself some bread by negotiating up front. Because I
Right.
understand business. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like, I
yeah.
understand it. Like, I get it. Like,
Is your background? Did you like? Did you start it in a business background? Is that how you got into all this?
yeah,
You didn't start with music.
I started with baggies. You get what I'm saying? I started with baggies,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I gotcha.
started with hand, fingers. You get what I'm saying?
course,
And,
yeah.
and seeing it in front of you, and then having to go outside. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Right.
once you start like that, you get it quick. Like, you understand it. Like, I understand numbers. I understand dilution. I understand metrics. I understand what it takes. I understand the discipline it takes. I understand debt. I understand how if you have it in front of you, but you owe it here, then you don't actually have what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people do get confused by
Yeah.
net worth. What net worth
Net and gross.
is.
Yeah, that be knobbing them. Net, gross, debt.
Yeah, look at your bank account and then subtract it from everything you owe. Car payments, student loan payments, everything you
Yeah.
owe. If it's less than zero, you are broke.
Yeah.
If it-
You know,
that's
Dave
true.
Ramsey 101. You get what I'm saying? Nobody watching Dave Ramsey anymore.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They understand it. They thinking you know what I'm saying? And when you get into that mindset of understanding that all this, like the numbers of it, and you understand like just different things, you just can't be really impressed anymore by much. And you also know like, okay, what are you coming to the table with? Like, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk like, because you can have equity in nothing that doesn't go anywhere. And you can have equity in something that goes to the moon. It's all about your discernment and decision making at that point. But I invested years into an artist and got zero in return.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that shit again. I already got that experience.
Yeah.
Now I want organizations, startups, companies, people that are gonna automatically, I can see a return. When Scotty called me to make a play, I started earning commission the same week.
Shout out
You
Scotty.
can't do that with a lot of
Shout
artists.
out to Scotty.
And all my biggest accolades come in the music industry come from an engineer. So to say like you need to do this to do that, I know that's not true in this business. You know, a lot of times people, and then when you realize that the artists in this business don't even own their work, they don't own their things.
crazy.
You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
just realize a lot of things, and you start to realize like, what do I want from this business? And then I got what I want from it already. Like everything now is plus. Like this is all fun. Like now I'm doing community work and social work and shit, and I have way more fun with that. So it's like,
What is your threshold for, like, you said you'd put years into an artist and gotten zero out of it. Like, if you start working with an artist that does.
Let me not say
maybe
zero.
sort of-
Let me not say zero.
Or I
got
know what you mean
no
by zero, but yeah.
residuals.
Okay.
Like no residuals.
Yeah.
I got the world in return from working with that artist because I learned everything I know now.
Got it.
Right.
Like, you know, I got to manage at the age of 23, I was managing a 6-figure budget. You get what I'm
Big
saying?
deal, yeah.
A lot of people can't
is a
say
big
that.
deal.
You get what I'm saying?
Most
Like
people can't say that.
at 24, I was in Germany shooting, executive producing videos. At 25, I had whoop de whoop. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
I can't. It showed me a lot. So I can't say I didn't get anything. But what I'm saying now is I need things that I'm in this business now, and I'm in the business of music and content and media to get residuals into an IP that I can, feed
Have
my
you
family
had
with.
to close the door on someone that you felt like wasn't taking it seriously though, and name them? I'm just kidding. Have you
them,
had to
he
close the door? I guess.
I mean, like with me, I'm one of those people. I don't be quitting on people like that. You feel me? I'm not really a quitter, but
Gotcha.
there's been times where a motherfucker will hit my phone. Like my first artist hit my phone, because I started to invest in more artists. Like I started to scale up my business like a smart businessman does. You don't stay stagnant. You don't put you diversify. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I started to do that, and I got good at diversify. I'm still great at it. You feel me? So, and the motherfucker will call me and say like, hey Rob, I feel like I can do bad all by myself, and you're just not investing enough in me or putting enough time, and I think I got to do this by myself. All right, bro, go ahead and do that. One record in 5 years. Get the fuck out my face. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
actually
Like, get the
Name
fuck.
him.
You drop
Hilarious.
one
Yeah,
record in 5 years. You wouldn't know his name.
No.
Good.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's not nobody. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Wait, is he from around
No,
here?
no.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
like-
actually hilarious.
Or you get what I'm
though,
saying? Like,
basically,
oh,
don't
Rob.
make music, and you're like, why aren't I popping?
Yeah, where it's like, okay, and it's like, all right, bro, like I wasted way too much time on that. Or
Yeah.
a motherfucker thinking like some motherfuckers thinking like, yo, it ain't going the way I want it to go, so it's my manager. Bro, it's you probably, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and at the end of the day, it's like, cool, bro. Like, that's what the thing with management is like, you're the last to get thanked and the first to get blamed. Fuck that. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I won't put in work 100% of it.
It's
You
definitely
get what I'm
an
saying?
unforgiving
So
job.
now
It's
I'm
a
the first to
thankless
get
job.
thanked and
It's
the
a
first to
thankless
get
job.
blamed, and I'm cool with both because I used to not be thanked at all and get blamed first. So now it's like this shit is all plus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, I'm just thankful for what my situation is right now. I'm thankful I have an understanding, and I wouldn't have an understanding if I didn't dedicate my life to artists. You feel me? Yeah.
Wow. So how far? I know you said you got in touch with Scotty in Atlanta. Like, how far has this taken you, like travel wise? Are you going everywhere all the time?
Been to LA, LA.
Okay.
Of course, Atlanta, New York. As far as Italy, Germany, Amsterdam,
mention Germany. Oh my God.
yeah. And
So
that
what
not
got
even
you in
include.
Europe?
I executive produced a video out there that got like 800 views.
No way.
Fucking yeah.
That's
Americans in there in Europe.
Yeah.
Just
I
for a
executive
video.
produced a video in. I didn't go to this one. This is when I realized I was a dog. You feel me? Like I executive produced a video from Roxbury, in Tokyo, Japan. Hired a staff of 8, in Tokyo remotely.
No.
That's when I knew I was
Wow.
a dog. This is this is when I realized like I've been working remote since 2015.
Damn.
I had virtual assistants in 2015. I got my first one, like 4-hour work week shit. You know, Tim Ferriss, shout out to him. You get what I'm
Tim
saying?
Ferriss, yeah, the body hacker. That guy's crazy.
And he taught me the hack of getting what you want. I didn't want a 4-hour work week. Like I'm not a lazy motherfucker.
Right.
But I was like, yo, I can duplicate myself, or I can duplicate my process in my system. That's fire. Or yo, there's a way to look at something like life isn't about just what you want and doing it the hard way. Like what is what you want and how to get it without
Not the easy way, but the efficient
the
way.
efficient way.
Work
And being
smarter,
more
not
efficient.
harder.
Yeah.
I agree with you where you say the 4-hour work week is not like you don't want to be someone that's lazy, but I think the 4-hour work week, like the essence of it, and honestly, I'm not familiar. I haven't like read that book or anything, but the idea is that you automate things that you don't want to do. Like,
and you be so efficient
I'm not
that you
washing
could
dishes
only
by
work 4
hand.
hours.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna. It's just little things. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like where
This
the-
is before AI. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like I feel like AI is cool. I don't know how to feel about it, but this is even before AI.
I got mixed feelings about it. I think most people
as
do.
a tool, I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah. And it's just a little weird, but yeah. So just learning that this was a process and learning like big companies do this, and I can do it too. Like, cause sometimes like that mindset of like not realizing like everything at the disposal of huge corporations is also at the disposal of individuals. And you can get anything accomplished 1v1, like talking to one person. Like, I'm talking to one person in Bangladesh. I'm talking to one person in Pakistan, and I can make it happen. I can make it shake the same way like someone could call me right now and say, yo, go to the Boston Public Library, pick me something up, come here, ship it to the USPS to go to, let's say, LA. I could call someone in Africa, like, you know what I mean? Go make this happen.
Deep.
Do this for me right here, but it's land.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it's you know, that's what the digitalization is really. You got to just focus up on what you want.
Do you think this generation's scared of phone calls?
I used to be terrified.
That's
So
a great
I agree
question.
with you.
I think, definitely.
Yeah. I
definitely.
used to be, but now, no. Hell no. Like, now
Because
I'm
you
on the
mentioned
phone.
picking up the phone a bunch, and I think that's huge. Like calling people.
Yeah, now
It's
I'm on
actually
the
happened to
phone.
me before with like I'm sorry to interrupt, but like a small scale restaurant, no reservations. Call them, they have one. Like there's things where like calling makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
Nobody
email.
wants to call anymore.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
a caller now.
Yeah.
Like, cause you realize, like, bro, get on that phone, bro. Like, there's people working. Like, back in the day, it was like, oh my God, like, it was anxiety a little bit. But then also, this is when I wasn't as experienced. So now, like, even talking, I wasn't comfortable with talking. You feel me? Now it's like, I got all this experience, bro. There's no one I can't get on the phone with that I can't talk.
Right.
Like, what am I scared to talk
Right,
for?
yeah.
Like, I've done everything I need to do in this business and in my life. So it's like, I can get on the phone. When I was young, like when I was in my early 20s, like, I was just feeling like it's the imposter syndrome, or it's like, feeling like, oh, what the reservation, or even like, it's just like, but now it's like, I'm not imposing shit. This is my real life. I'm really that nigga. You know
I
what
used to
I'm
get
saying?
nervous to call family members. Like I
That's
just feel
crazy.
like I got to call my aunt about something like,
Yeah.
That's
I'm like,
that's millennial
agree.
shit.
I agree. I was the same way when I was a kid. My mom told me like I had
You
to
gotta
call
say thank
someone.
you
I'm
for
like,
something,
oh,
yeah,
no,
and you're
I
But
don't
there
want
was,
to.
I'll tell y'all this. There was a period of time for millennials where phone calls weren't needed. And then like, I feel like post COVID now, like getting back on the phone is more efficient.
Yeah.
But there was a time where they try to replace everything like with an app or like with a digital assistant, or where it's like, you don't really have to use the phone. Now it's like back to like, yo, get on the phone. It's actually way faster because all these people have hired people to like, to do things.
on the
Like,
phone.
and
It's
so
like-
it's like, yo, I'll call and I'll be like, damn, I didn't expect you to pick up. Like but I'm also still the type where I'll send a letter. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I believe everything working. Like,
You still send letters?
I send letters, yeah. I
When's the
sent a
last time
letter.
you sent a letter?
Probably 3 months ago, something
Damn.
like that. Yeah, it's
a
been a minute.
handwritten letter is actually like so
Like,
sincere.
That is,
It's like one of the
absolutely.
My
more
goal
it's
is
a
to,
lost,
like-
it's a lost art.
Yeah, my goal is to send thank yous when people
Yeah.
do shit
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me. But, you know, that's just, I don't do that. I'm not going to lie. I want to. Like, eventually, like, oh, no, I sent a letter. Yeah, I sent a letter because, you know, legal, you got to send letters. You know
Well,
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true.
So when you send illegal shit, so I sent a letter probably a month ago, 2 months ago. Like, you know, just to,
cease and desist.
you know.
Stop using C4's wave ride.
You know.
Us on the podcast. No, I'm
Nah,
just
nah,
kidding.
you good. Y'all good.
we,
But,
we do have it on one of the
But
episodes.
yeah, legally, you know what I mean? We send letters back and forth sometime, get it done, get it snail mail, you know, when it comes to that paperwork.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lost art, writing letters.
Yeah, they even say like I remember when I was like first learning how to apply, like in college, they'd like tell us how to apply for a job, like how to make a resume and stuff. And one of the like things that they said is a big factor in getting a job is after an interview, write like if you have their information to write a letter to the person.
I remember that.
That's like so significant that and that's a small example. I mean, anywhere if you actually write a handwritten letter of like you went to someone's wedding or something, and it's not just like the thanks for coming. It's like a written thing
yeah,
about
it means so
something
much
you
more.
did.
Yeah.
Frequency, you feel me? Like, I wrote
Yeah.
my parents a letter telling them, oh, I'm going to be the greatest entrepreneur. That was fucking it's cooked.
When was that?
2000.
Well, send it to us. We'll put it up on the screen.
Okay, 2013. All right.
Yeah, I sent them a letter where it's like, oh, I'm going to be a great entrepreneur, or the greatest, I think. This is when I thought I was
better
going to
be
change.
framed.
This is what I thought I was going to change the world. You
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
me?
Who said you aren't?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't think that way anymore, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just you do the work.
I feel,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
You get what I'm
but
saying?
you're
Like,
doing the work.
Yeah.
You're definitely putting in the
mean,
You don't think
yeah.
you're gonna change the world?
I'm going to change my environment.
Hey,
I like that a
that
lot.
kid,
actually.
that kid in
You
2013.
get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
change my environment for sure. I already changed
You
my
can't change
environment.
the whole world.
Yeah, like it's
it's
just like
too
it's a
much.
ripple effect. It's like
Yeah.
you don't even try to do all that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna change a few people that I if you come across me, maybe I could change your mindset. I already changed lives, so it's cool now. Like I'm already seeing how this goes, and I don't think the world is the goal anymore. Because if I change the world, it's probably going to be negatively. Like anyone change the world at a sweeping motion, it's usually in a negative format.
I see.
One person shouldn't be able to change the world like that. That's too much.
And then it's just like, and then it's about dilution. It's like if anyone can just change the world, then it's just like okay. Nah, bro, like I gotta live a whole life. I'm gonna change my environment. My environment can change another environment. Then, there's a change in the world. Hopefully. You feel me? But even then, that's not for me that's the universe and God. Like, that's not up for me. I just gotta be a good person. I gotta walk in my steps, follow my mission, and live in my purpose, and the universe will do the rest. But I don't gotta think about changing the world no more. I don't even think about that shit.
Okay. Yeah, and I like what you said about like you're changing your world, because something that as I've gotten older, I've realized it's more important. It's better for my peace in general, and this is like across the board, is I want to have fun. So like whatever it is, I want to enjoy myself. And I'm like, if I go somewhere where people are like, oh my God, that must have been XYZ. And I'm like, I just made sure I had fun. Like I'm not worried. And that's like not even just fun. I'm like, I'm making sure I'm okay. I'm making sure I have what I need. I'm making sure the people around me have what I need. Have what they need. Yeah, that's what I need too. But but it's like that's where do the things you can control, and like in your perspective, the world will have changed because things are better around you. Like that's you're like manifesting the goodness. So I really liked when you said that. That's important to do. Yeah,
facts. And like when you give people space to create. Let me get a little flavor. We outside,
what
man.
Up?
Hey, we outside. 1 second. Let me get a little video real quick. Mid-pod.
I wasn't ready.
Right, we outside. 1 second. Yeah, we outside, man. Boss a big four, man. We out here, man. Mid-pod. We outside.
Mid-pod. No one's ever done this mid-pod before. That's crazy.
I thought you were getting a FaceTime.
No. It's all good. I just gotta get the video. We got mid-pod. We out here.
Mid-pod.
Yeah, you already know what's going on. But when it comes to like just allowing people space for them to be themselves, sometimes can change everything for them. Like when you really realize that like a lot of people are suppressed, you feel me? Like and the people around them aren't supporting them or just letting them to keep going. Like a lot of being a manager is just telling people like, you can do this, bro. You got this, bro. You hard. I believe in you, bro. Like when you motivated and when you see what that does to a person, like that slight nurture and how it can like change a whole person's frequency or energy and just how they go about doing in the world. And then it's like a day-to-day step process of them changing in their lifestyle and their life changing just because you was like, yeah, you hard. Like then it make you just want to keep doing that shit. Like it just make you want to keep doing that shit. Like over and over again to everyone that you come across that you believe in. I don't do it to people I don't believe in. But if like I hit up Jack, I was like, yo, bro, your shit hard, bro. I want to put you on the and then I want to keep creating systems and structures and organizations that can then I can here, bro, like go do here, I'm gonna try to promote your shit or I'm gonna try to put you in contact with this person just so like, bro, there's people out here rooting for you, bro, because some people feel like they not getting rooted for, and I'm just not that person. Like, if I'm rooting for you, I'm gonna let you know I'm rooting for you, and then I'm gonna try to connect you with someone that's gonna help elevate you. And if you do that, you keep elevating, then your life gonna be different. It's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's actually, it's funny. There's people who, we have tried to get in contact. We've tried to do that to an extent ourselves, like where we know who can help you. Like, oh, you're trying to get into this part of the industry or like this scene. And I know a guy who's in it, and like talk to him and he could probably help you get that first gig, or you can open for him that time or something, like there's ways to connect people, and some people don't do it. They don't reach out.
Yeah, and then that's on them though.
That means they don't want it.
No, and you mentioned that of like where like are they gonna see it through? Of like and
most people quit in this. They do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't really be mad or disheartened about it.
Because it's so difficult though, and I think
tough.
it's self-fulfilling prophecies. But if you see an industry and you see maybe minimal progress, and you're like, oh, I've had the same progress, and I keep trying different things. First of all, are you really trying different things? And then. Yeah, people give up too quick. That's what it is. You expect faster.
I tell people all the time, like, this ain't the business for maybes or hesitation. This is not the business for that. If you're going to be hesitant, go ahead, get your degree, work a job, get an internship while you're in school, work a job.
Shout out me, hesitant AF.
Yeah. But hey, you did it right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're in a barn right now.
You get what I'm saying? So you get a job, you get an internship. Maybe the internship hire you. You get what I'm saying? Maybe they pick you up and that's your first job out of college, or maybe someone in the internship recommends you to one of their old coworkers, and then now you're working for them. And then guess what? 3 to 5 years go by. You're working all right. You're progressing in the company. You're doing good. You got your degree. You might even go back and get your master's. Go ahead and do that. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you're still hesitant. You don't know if you want to fight for your dreams. But you got your master's degree. You got a good work history. Right. You got an actual 401k.
Right.
Keep going. Maybe find a girl. Settle down. Have your first kid.
It's good versus great.
Oh, yeah. And then, that happens. Cool. Your dreams are still there. Right. You got one kid to take care of now. Go ahead. Keep progressing in that company. You got your wife.
Yeah.
Then, you get what I'm saying? 3 years. You got 2 more kids. You got another kid. Then you know what?
The dream's gone at that point.
Yeah, and you're divorced. You're standing on top of a bridge. You're not sure what's going on.
And then you lose it all.
Questioning all your life decisions.
What? Then you lose it all. Yeah. Let's say if that's the case that happened to both.
Man.
You lose it all. You get divorced. Wife get custody. Now you got a whole bunch of free time on your head.
Then it's time to go after the dream.
Now it's time to go after the dream, Mr. Hesitant.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Now you're 45 and you're going after
But at the end of the day, you're not shit up shit creek. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, you tried a whole nother life and you can try again. Like dreams are there, but if you're gonna hesitate at all, you might as well not even start. You get what I'm saying? Like because there's no reason. You're gonna just keep quitting. If you're gonna quit on something, quit at a regular damn job. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna be a quitter, go get your degree and quit at a job that pays you 6 figures. Don't quit at art. There's no reason to do that.
Art is something to always pursue.
Reason to do that. Like, if you're going to be a consistent quitter and say this is going to be your full-time joint, you're really just being a lazy motherfucker, in my opinion. Like, this is the career that there is no hesitation. There is no sidestepping. You got to say, I'm fully invested. I'm fully going throttle. Or you can make it your plan B, and let's see how far you get.
Yeah.
Because I don't know nobody with a plan B that made it far in this business. I don't know them. I don't know them yet. I mean, maybe I'll meet someone, but there's some crazy motherfuckers that you competing with for the same spot. A motherfucker who slept on the floor for 6 years and only ate peanut butter. You get what I'm saying? And all he did was read books on Pro Tools, and all he did was study Pro Tools, and all he did was go to the studio every waking chance he got. And now he's in his 30s and he's a psycho monster about music. And you're gonna sit in the room with him, and you haven't done music when you add up the hours.
Not even close.
And you get what I'm saying? And it's like, you think you're gonna be able to have the same conversation? You got this whole business fucked up. You better be somebody's cousin. You get what I'm saying?
That does help.
Shout out to nepotism.
It works. That works in this business. You can do whatever.
It works in every business.
Yeah, if you got nepotism,
that works in
if
life.
you got nepotism on your side, you straight money.
Shout out Bronny James.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
insane.
goodness, yeah.
But that him seeing him in that Laker jersey, it seems out of place, bro.
Right.
But at the end of the day, his father's LeBron James. He's LeBron James Jr. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But so this business is not one of those businesses to where you can just hezzy your way through it. Like if you really want to do it, you got to really do it. And if you really, because it's a business. My ideology now is like, if you're in the creative field, don't expect it to not be creative.
Yeah.
Like you can't expect creativity and fields of creativity to work like fields of production in industrial.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You have to be creative in the fields of creativity. And creativity is ever changing. I'm sorry, you finish your thought. I'm sorry. No, I'm listening. What's up?
So what you're mentioning about the creativity, and there's people that right now are active in the scene, other scenes, Boston. Boston in particular is what I'm thinking of. It happens everywhere, but there's people that have what appear to be motion. They have what appear to be followers and some likes and subscribers that also appear to be hollow. So like you said, like the creative part of it is like, what I don't see is creativity, but I do see numbers for some reason.
You see metrics.
And I don't know if they're real, but I also see them, and I just wonder, I'm like, I think something's missing here. So and without naming names, I'm just curious, like, what is your opinion on when you see things like that? And like, you're like, obviously this guy that has 3,000 to 4,000 followers, every time he does a show, the room's full and everyone knows the words. But like this guy with whatever number, he's like, I don't know where the associations are coming from, but like, obviously something's happening, but it seems like hollow. That's how I feel, you know?
And that's what digitalization, like I done seen digital graveyards all throughout. You feel me? So it's like, you got a Twitter page, the Twitter page ain't hitting no more. You got an Instagram, the Instagram don't hit no more. You got to remember it was tagged, Facebook, MySpace, Black Planet, Friendster. So think about those, like Tila Tequila. You remember?
Yeah.
I
You
remember.
know what I'm saying? Like these people have, like, you know, they've came and went. Like, you know, like she had like the most amount of friends on MySpace at one point, or Friendster. She was that person. Remember, she finessed it into a VH1 dating show.
Yeah, she was the first bisexual on TV.
That is a wild stat to just know.
No, I don't know that. I made that up.
Oh yeah, but she was dating two sides.
Yes,
that was the
they
show.
were boys and girls,
So think about it. So
on TV.
That's where it
That
boils
sounds
down
like a
to.
Theo Von comment.
That's funny as shit. But that's what it boils down to. It's like, yeah, you popping, right? And you got motion. How you leveraging this off the internet, like to get real paper and to get real opportunities. If you can do that, then you're doing a good job. If it's not equaling out to anything in real life, then what's the point? If your bank account's not increasing, if your lifestyle not crazy, if you really not moving upwards in real life, why you focusing on an app? Like, it's outside to focus on, bro. Like, there's real life. You got to change your lifestyle. Now, if you think it's going to hit eventually, then maybe keep investing. You could pull that risk, but then your account get hacked and you ain't got nothing you lived for real. Like,
That's the
point?
thing.
Like, that's
like,
what
putting
independence
everything
about.
into an account, like that shit could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, that you don't own.
Right.
Like, you don't own that. You feel me? That's why it's key for me. Like, you know, independence is like, you know, owning my Putsinwork TV and owning the apps and owning my process and my system. So if I lose it tomorrow, I got the system. So I can build something totally different, something totally new and run it up again because I made the system. I made the process. So it's like Instagram, I can't even explain you how that algorithm works. Neither can you. So it's just
It's
like
changing all the time.
Yeah, what
It's
we
changing
doing
all the
for real?
time.
Like, what are we doing? Like,
Trill Manny says there's no algorithm. So
There's a lot of different opinions on it.
I don't think Trill Manny on here.
Yeah.
1 in a trillion. You feel me?
he
We out
says
here.
Oh, you
no
got the
algorithm.
bracelet? There you go.
Oh shit! Yeah, we got a
you know.
couple right there. Oh, is that one? Yeah.
Yeah, we
have one
outside.
right
We outside.
I got what he
That's
was
my guy.
saying though when he said like he was basically saying don't pay attention to the algorithm, which I kind of agree with. Just post what you want to post.
Well,
like,
I
don't like strategically try
Well, he
to
was saying
dance
the
around
algorithm is watch time. So like if people watch, they used to make the watch time be you only had to watch like 15 to 20% of the video for it to count as a view, but now it's like 80 to 90. So someone has to care to watch the whole video. So the algorithm is based on watch time, but they changed it only by time watched. So
Got you.
Well,
that's what he was saying, but I
the
don't know if that's 100%.
system is the algorithm is to keep you on your phone for as long as fucking humanly possible,
And it's working.
Now, then they changed. It's
I'm
works.
addicted.
Yeah, but so then they changed how they deliver the metrics to the individual user generated, like user creator that makes the content. But it's just metrics that want to keep you creating, and then metrics that want to keep the viewer on there. So
Keeps everyone addicted.
yes, the creator creating.
Oh yeah.
The user watching. Like, it's two ends.
yeah.
The fiend needs the dealer.
Yeah.
The dealer needs the
We do.
fiend.
Give me the memes. Give me the memes.
Oh, it is a fiend for memes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a fiend for memes.
Give me the
for
memes
sure.
and I send them to my people.
Oh my god.
Mass have a means, boy.
Yeah,
that's
that's me.
crazy work. That's crazy work. Methadone mean mile is crazy.
It is. That's me.
Yeah, that is you.
No, that is you.
Give me the memes.
You have a problem.
I
but
give
it's all right.
everyone the memes
Yeah.
and they're fired, dude. He doesn't watch
No,
them.
he
but
sends me a lot of memes. I try to keep
doesn't
up.
watch 'em.
I try to
Give
keep
me the
up.
memes. It's crazy work.
I'm clipping that out. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
that's
clipping
crazy
that out.
work. But yeah, the dealer needs the fiend and the fiend need the dealer. It's a
Yep.
symbiotic relationship. And you understand that this is all connected to the same shit. It's like the business needs the customer needs the business. You feel me?
All right, quick pause, but I wanted to ask what I'd started to ask before the break. What for licensing? So I'm curious from a management perspective. I know like we have Everybody knows like Universal Music Group, I feel like is notorious. Like we used like 0.2 seconds of a song one time and we got hit. Like
they don't play. That's the
it's
biggest
Shout out to
music company.
Kanye.
That's the biggest music company in the world.
And of course, they're conglomerate status. But when it comes to, they have some set of checks and balances that make sure no matter what across platforms, people are finding their music. I think that in the future, and I think I've said this on the podcast probably a few times, but I've said it personally in conversations a ton of times. I think that the blockchain technology, like people think that it's supposed to be like NFTs or crypto coins or whatever, and the coins might have something, but whatever. I think the real value is the unchangeability of it. Like that chain starts from the beginning and it's tracked all the way. So like any change that's happened through it the whole time, it's just like the longest serial code, bar code, whatever that's ever existed. And I feel like that's going to be attached to an artist. So anytime you do sync licensing or use a song or send it out, it's going to have this blockchain code. And I'm not sure how they're going to do it. But I think that will be the way that people vet features, get songs licensed, do things like that. Have you seen or heard anything like this going forward?
I can see where you're coming from. You feel me in that?
Yeah.
And that's a possibility, but will it be adopted?
Yeah.
The music business and the
Are
media.
you having trouble right now catching people using things that they shouldn't?
What do you mean by that?
Or like I get it's
Like
licensing's difficult, but
I'm hip hop, so you know what I'm saying. I come from mixtapes. I come from copyright infringement.
Yeah.
One of my first hustles was selling ISO PSPs. So PSPs, I used to buy like messed up PSPs, refurbish them, then get them.
we don't know anything about that. We're 19. We don't know what PSPs. I'm just kidding, but PSPs.
So I used to take old
PSPs were awesome.
Try to buy
those were
them.
ahead of their time.
Way ahead
That
of
was
their
an
time.
amazing device. Whoa,
Yeah.
phenomenal. It was a multimedia center in a portable device.
Unbelievable.
But, so I used to buy PSPs. Maybe they'd be broken. I would fix them, clean them up. Maybe they'd be missing like sticks, replace them. Then I would get on pspiso.com, download movies, download full games. The games would be messed up though. Like sometimes they wouldn't have sound.
SpongeBob and Kingdom
Sometimes they
Hearts.
wouldn't have sound. Sometimes you get
yeah.
to level 6 and it glitch. And you can't ever get past level 6.
Oh, hey.
2K, no
6
sound
levels?
on 2K. You can't play at certain teams.
Damn.
I mean, it wasn't 2K. It was NBA Live at that time, I think.
NBA Live, yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, I would do that. I might buy it for like 100, spend like 2 days on it, then sell it for like 300. You feel me?
Not bad.
And yeah, so that.
How old were you when you were doing this?
16, 15.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah,
hustle.
Yeah, it was fire.
I love that.
And then I used to, so copyright infringement has always been my shtick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm in the business of protecting rights.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
That
saying?
is interesting, yeah.
So, but now it's all about, then you learn the business and you realize, oh, that's why the feds rated, you know what I mean? Whoop you, like you can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you
yeah.
even look at what value Spotify brings. So it's like, to say the blockchain, first the industry and individuals have to trust the blockchain. That's first and foremost. And then the people with the rights have to trust blockchain. So it's like, first individual have the fact that, okay, I'm a company that wants to do individual. And even if the blockchain does have it, I think there would be more so companies built on top of the blockchain and they use
Yeah.
the blockchain API.
It's a tool,
Yeah. I don't think blockchain is a thing. I think the thing built using blockchain will be a thing, which is a company that I probably haven't heard of yet.
For sure. And that's what I was getting at. I don't think it's like an autonomous thing, but just the idea of like, there's no, we had said before, like we had a friend who, shout out Riggs, he's been on the podcast. He has a song with T-Pain and he talked about it on the podcast. He uploaded the song to Spotify and all platforms. They literally were like, you're lying. This is not T-Pain. They like rejected his upload and we're just like, you don't have T-Pain on the song. No way. And he really did have the feature from T-Pain and there was no way to certify. It's up now, and I think they did end up resolving it somehow through the communication. But like, that could be instant with like, we have the blockchain certificate from T-Pain, and the only way to vet that T-Pain gave us the blockchain certificate, and the thing with blockchain is that it like tracks everything back to the start. That's how I feel.
I don't know if I'm into that, like that autonomous behavior for real. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
It's not autonomous. It's like a group of like surveyors. Like you and I, all three of us, like observe something that happened. Where like there were 4 water bottles or 5 water bottles on the table at the start. You saw. I saw all those water bottles. Now, like someone tries to say there were 3. We all saw 5. There were 5. So that's like, but it's by computers.
What if
it's also by majority?
So what if conspiracy?
It's hard to do the 51% attack. I know what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? Like I just
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Like with me, like I just don't want computers to be the middleman.
Right.
For real.
Yeah.
Like the middleman in the sense to where they're the middleman, but then we're going to sleep.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because there's a difference. Like,
So
computers
it's up
are already
working
the middle.
scheming on us.
Yeah, so computers are already the middleman. Like, you know what I'm saying? We
Right,
using mics, and computers to do what we do. But I think that final thing, like, where you leave it all up to computers, it's like, why you even need it at the end of the day? Like, it's all business at the end of the day. So where it's like, you become the middleman now. You get what I'm saying? Like, computers don't even need you. You get what I'm saying? Like, it becomes a point like where it's like, now it's like, who's doing what for who? If every step of the process is computers, why is the first step you need it?
I still the reason like I think the blockchain is a verifier. That's like the biggest thing. So like it saves people the time. Like I think it's a huge waste of time for multi-million-dollar companies to be chasing around to see if podcasts are using a couple seconds of a song that they own the rights to. You know.
But then there's also now with that there's a they have a system that they
Is it computers?
Yeah, it's definitely computers.
So what are we talking about right now?
It's definitely computers, but it's not blockchain.
It's the same shit.
Blockchain
Blockchain is.
I feel different about blockchain, Bitcoin, and all that shit. Like I don't know, that shit is something
Bitcoin.
that Bitcoin and all that, Bitcoin
I
and
heard
all
that.
that. Yeah, that shit sound crazy. Like I'm feeling indifferent about that. Like I don't know,
It's a
like
new technology,
because it's also anonymous for real. Like it's like
Doesn't
isn't it?
it's actually not.
Okay,
So-
okay. Educate me.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's like in the numbers, it shows that I have this much of whatever in the case of like coins. So like, it'll be like my account 0123 has 5 Bitcoins of whatever. This is a simple example, and it's all spelled out like in numbers.
Yeah.
Somehow with the binary. This is why you need GPUs, because they do like the really fast 1 and 0 processing. I have this many, 5 of them, and I'm the first one to have them in, like, let's say my blockchain. I started a wallet. I give 3 of them to Jack. Jack has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. He has now 3 of them, and now it shows Jack has 3. Owen gave him those, and this is what Owen started with, and that's the blockchain from the start. And this is why it's like a chain. It never... So, and then he does something with them. He gets some. He gives some. I get some. I give some. It's all tracked in that same line, like one line, and it never stops. It's like they're all holding hands, all these transactions. So like the community also agrees on it, and this is why it has to be like really quick. It uses a lot of compute power of being like every computer remembers all of the Bitcoins that have existed in this network, and they know what happened to all of them because they all confirmed like this trade just happened. Someone tries to insert like that another trade just happened. Everyone's like, that didn't happen. And then it goes like again, and it goes to the next one, and they just constantly are verifying. It's like super expensive to actually run those servers. Like that's becoming the next problem. Like the servers that compute where all that comes from, it takes a lot of power, and you got to have like rooms that cool them and stuff like that. So that's another obstacle with like using, but like
How expensive?
it's not
Is it
unusable
cheaper than
expensive.
lawyers?
No way.
That's a good question.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought reverse it.
No,
it
it's
is cheaper than lawyers.
Okay,
Lawyers
okay.
are more expensive than this.
Okay.
But depending on like this is a consistent expense. Lawyers you probably don't always have to spend money on. So averaged, I think it is cheaper overall.
Yeah.
But like, and they'll also like there's Moore's law where like processing power gets doubled every I want to say 10 years or 5 years or something like that. So like every so often like computers get and we've seen it happen in our lives. Like so much more powerful. A computer from a few years ago can't do now. But these compute problems I think will be a thing of the past. It's just right now because it's a newer thing.
Yeah, and my whole thing is like we depend on computers, we dependent on AI, then you dependent on. You need a T-Pain type, right? You don't need T-Pain. We're going to get you the closest thing to T-Pain. So you're looking at the T-Pain feature, and then the computer recommends here, we have this for cheaper. Just like with Spotify, like
I
how
do that
Spotify,
too, yeah.
bro, like you get what I'm saying? Then it becomes just a process to where we're gonna see like I'm gonna do it physical, like because I don't know much. I got to do more research on the blockchain.
Also, if someone knows that I was wrong at any point there, please correct me. But that is my understanding.
I don't know. He educated me. I don't know shit about that. You get what I'm saying?
It could have been all bullshit. I have no idea.
from a high level, that is the understanding I've gotten over time, and that's I think it's very confusing. But there's more to it, obviously, than I said. But that was the simple.
I just think the system of what's happening with computers right now is going to be the same system of distribution of Walmart, right? So Walmart, you have everyone's brand, right? You have mad brands in there.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you start to see more and more great value.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
well, their first thing was that they cut out the warehouse, right? So they would have stations where it just
and it just if you look at how businesses scale, it's just cutting more and more and more people out.
So I just let's just make our own brands.
And I think computers are going to do the same thing. That's why humans need to be more cooperative in how we execute things. And we have to like shy away from trying to replace ourselves.
And put in the work.
You got to put in the work. That's what it all comes back to. That's what it all comes back to.
Yeah. Y'all motherfucking are ridiculous.
I called this 6 minutes in.
It all comes full circle.
All right,
you got to put in the work.
Hey, yo, I love it. Nah. Okay, motherfucker. Yo, hey, I fuck with it. I fuck with
back.
it, man.
Yeah,
we're back. Nah. I just think that we have to work cooperatively and not try to cut ourselves out of the big picture and understand, like, pay your fellow man or negotiate with your fellow man, barter with your fellow man. Like, don't try to use a computer to replace a person's labor.
Yeah,
like that is willing.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and it's just gonna go. It's the race to the bottom, bro. That I'm not really a fan of, and I think for me, I just like cooperative values. I like working cooperatively. I like for people to have a say. I don't mind using technology. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be overly dependent on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if it worked, it worked. You know what I mean? But I just don't think, like, I'm seeing what's going on. I'm just like,
I think it's ruining sports too. Analytics. Everyone's focused on analytics, and they take the just the gut feeling out of it. You know, when it comes to making decisions on who should play and whatnot.
Yeah, if you want a gut feeling, you know, put a parlay on it.
Yeah,
right.
Well, another interesting, I just say, for example, like things that we wouldn't want automated, like stoplights or stop signs. Like you roll through, how many people, like when it's completely safe, like you might roll through a stop sign. There's that human element of like if a cop saw you do it and there was clearly no one around, it's like that might be someone to be like, okay, that was like safe enough. They slowed down to basically stop and kept going. Was it technically a stop? Would a computer have said it wasn't a stop?
Right.
Probably. So like you're not just throwing tickets like at people like that for no reason.
Yeah.
And some places do that. Like I think like rich areas in like California you'll get like pictures. They take the picture and send you the ticket. That's crazy, first of all, and I hope that never happens anywhere. But that's,
I know that happened to someone in New York.
New York do
crazy.
It too.
Yeah, it happened to my dad one time. He got home. He was on like a business trip. Got home and got something in the mail that he had gotten a ticket. And he's like, I remember being there. And he was like, I thought I saw a flash, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And he took like a right on red. He didn't know he could because like we can do that around here, and some places don't allow that.
Yeah.
And it was like crazy. So that's like a situation where I would say like, and there's probably a lot more of them. And usually anytime an autonomous like technology comes out, people are like, there's no human aspect of like, clearly this was not a violation, but people try to like the computer can make it one because it's just black and white about it. And that's something that I agree with you, that I think the human part of like having the conversation of licensing and like, can we use this? I was actually just watching a podcast where it was Teddy Swims was on the podcast, and the host, it was Rick Glassman, if you ever watched the podcast.
Is that the one we were watching the other night?
Yeah, I showed it to you. He says at the beginning, he's like, now you can sing covers of songs on the podcast, but if you sing your own song on the podcast, we'll get flagged because it's like the artist singing the actual song. So he's like, what I can do is, Teddy Swim says this, that he can call, after the podcast, he'll call his group and be like, whitelist anything that comes from this podcast because like I was actually on it and like sang for them, and that's fine. And the podcast is out with him singing on it. So like they talk about it in the episode. Like I don't know if we can do this.
Yeah.
And then it happens, and so there's things you can do like if the artist obviously is willing to work with you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I like what you mean with the human element. That's a huge part of it, and it feels more real.
Yeah.
Like I talked to them, and they said it was okay.
Yeah.
And not like I got the key.
And it's like, yeah, like they reviewed it, like they like, you know what I mean? Because I did licensing and sync deals. You feel me? They tell you like the exact time. They tell you who's the production company. You know, they send over the paperwork. It's via email, so I guess like it's the same as digital. So it's not like it's snail mail. So I guess if they could do that and it's clean and clear and automated, I guess I just don't know how the automation will be if
I think that conversation still has to happen.
Yeah,
but the key of like I don't know.
Okay, like once it's approved, then we blockchain it. Once
something like that.
Once the discussion and communication is had, you feel me? Because the system of a license and sync deal is they reach out and they'll send an offer or a proposal, like it's a quote, low key. Yeah. Just like, yo, we want to spend this amount. It can be anywhere in the lower thousands to the upper thousands, and then they say, okay, it's for this amount of minutes on this show for this network. Then it's like, then every songwriter or the majority of songwriters have to approve. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
and do they have percentages already worked out there, or is that something you have done beforehand?
They can go based off of like the publishing information. So the public information is usually public. So it's like they'll say, okay, we see that your artist or your producer owns this amount of the record. And if it's the majority, then of course they have a higher say. But if they're not the majority and everyone else approves, it's just like, yo, it's already approved for this price. Or if it isn't approved, it's like, yo, are you cool with this? And then it's kind of like you can try to negotiate. You cannot negotiate, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You describing that, like I have never seen a sync licensing email. So just even talking about the blockchain, I'm like, I just see it as a tool that can be used.
I don't know where it would come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've done deals, and it's like,
it's interesting.
Where does it come in? Like, does it come in like instead of where they send the W-9 in the licensing agreement, like which is at the end of the process?
I'm guessing it would probably be after all the documents are signed, paychecks.
Yeah, so that's just so it would replace checks. It wouldn't replace the system of negotiation.
No, not the negotiation. I think it would checks. Yes, checks in terms of like afterwards once it's out there. Yeah,
and then it's like then it maybe can automate the process of informing you that it's out, because that's what you fucking get a tough time with. You never know when the shit comes out, when it's released. You get what I'm saying? Like they never inform you of that. They just do the deal.
You just gotta watch VH1.
Yeah, you just gotta pay attention, bro. Like for real, bro. Like you never know like when an album will come out unless the manager or unless the label like you really be on them and you gain a relationship, and then they'll be like, oh, it's coming out. But sometimes you don't know until that shit's out. Oh, we find out when the general public, but we got a credit on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I always assume as a viewer, and I've learned that just like hearing, there's so many like behind the scenes and like with the advent of podcasts, like people from all these old famous shows are now like kind of airing out what the experience was like. And you'd be like seeing people on TV doing these things, and you assume it's, I mean, to an extent it is, but that it's this well-oiled, tight machine and everyone knows their roles and is explained their roles very clearly. And sometimes people are like, oh yeah, like, no, it was all over the place. Like we didn't know when the music was coming in or if what my lines were that day. Sometimes like you'd be like, oh, I thought I had a scene and I'm out. And whether or not like certain music is applied to that scene, I'm sure is like the last thing they even
that's
talk
in
about.
post-production for us sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. I just
Ice Ice Baby make $400,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, every year.
Dang. Honestly,
like, if you seen it, he was just because it's a defining song in the '90s. So
it
like,
is. No,
so
it was a
that
big
check
song.
coming in every year. So it's
it was
like,
also in
so
Ninja
Vanilla
Turtles
Ice
movie.
is doing all right.
And it depends on the production.
Is,
like
dude. Vanilla Ice is actually
sometimes
killing
like
it.
things be on TV.
Oh, one song. It's
Yeah.
No,
it's
he's
crazy.
also a successful like real estate developer and
Because
constructor.
he's making $400,000 a year. You
I didn't
better
know
be
that.
successful at real estate.
Yeah. Well, no, he like builds houses himself. He's like a good contractor.
He makes $400,000 a year passively.
He
He
has
better
time
be
to
good
chill,
at real
yeah.
estate. If you make $400,000 a year passively, you don't own a condominium.
man.
You're bugging.
Send me the link. Send me the link. I just want to know how to do it. Yeah.
Damn. Shout out to Vanilla Ice. I didn't know
Yeah.
he was. I didn't know he was living.
Yeah, they
like
were
that.
just you
He
seen
had a show.
the Netflix show Monsters with Eric and Lau. Like he's in that.
Okay.
He's in Trolls.
Oh,
Ice Ice
okay.
Baby's in damn near every.
Damn.
Ice Ice Baby's in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of movies, like big movies too. And you know, just to get like you can get 10, 15 racks for 10, 15, like for 20 seconds in a
movie?
in a small documentary.
Yeah.
So if you're on like a big motion picture and they got 100 million, if you're on a Marvel movie, you can get cashed out 100,000
Dude, what do you
just
think
off
that
that.
budget
goal
was
right
on
there.
Guardians of the Galaxy? They just that was all
It's public.
songs. Yeah.
It's public.
Wait, all the songs they used are public?
No. You can see the budget. Like the budget, like usually the film
yeah.
budget, like the music budget is like, because remember, so all the major labels are I think 3 out of 4 are owned by movie studios.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do that to save bread.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So they
Well,
own the art.
Universal
They
Music
own
Group, yeah,
they
that
own
makes
the art.
sense.
They own the art.
Yeah.
Like they already paid the artists to use the song.
Okay, this
so it
is
saved them
interesting.
bread.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
yeah, a lot of this content shit is really them just trying to save bread. Like they're gonna use it for the movie. So it's like we actually produced this. We own this music,
Right.
so we can use it in our movies.
Right.
Yeah. So they don't have to
Okay.
pay because they own the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
that's actually what I'm kind of seeing here. So Guardians of the Galaxy was a Marvel thing, which was obviously Disney. Google says there's not much information about the music budget for those movies,
Yeah.
but the movies themselves, all 3 of them were around 200 and 250 million.
Yeah.
So I remember someone saying like around
So
like
was-
20 million probably for the sound and music.
Yeah,
But
and then
they probably own them. Like Disney owns everything. They own all the songs. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
yeah.
Like you're
so
saying.
and Disney has like a major label. You can look it up. Disney's
Yeah, what do we
label
got?
is called it's Hollywood Records, I think. Something like that.
Walt Disney record. Oh, Disney Music Group.
Disney Music Group.
But then they own like mad record labels.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more under that actually. Hollywood Records.
Hollywood
25th.
Records.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they own record labels. Like all the movie studio own.
They also own other companies, including 21st Century Fox, Lucasfilm, and ABC. I didn't know ABC and Lucasfilm.
Don't they own ESPN too?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on Hulu and everything. Yeah, that's crazy. That's honestly hot take. Disney, cut it out. You own too much. It's kind of annoying. I feel like we're gonna stop.
Yeah, no, someone stop Disney.
Yeah,
I mean-
hashtag stop Disney.
Bro, when the money coming in, hands over fist, I mean, you got to reinvest. I mean, and things are for sale, so
Yeah.
they're buying it. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody want to exit, right?
Well,
Someone
they-
got to be the exit.
I feel like for a long time, Disney was sitting on like billions of dollars from the same like 6 movies, and they didn't know what to do with it for so long, and they just bought studios. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna make franchises that already exist more successful. Like Marvel was not Disney, obviously now it is, but like they had this whole deep lore of success, and then Disney made them the big movies because I think Disney was running out of ideas. That's what I really think happened. I'm calling it right now. And I digress. Anyways, we're moving on. I'm gonna stop talking about shit about Disney. They're coming at me. I can feel them already. I can feel them coming at
Trump.
me. Yeah.
Where's Owen?
You'll see like, Mickey coming at me, dude.
just crazy.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Yeah. The Disney Mafia, man.
Yeah, I might have figured them out, so we'll cut that out.
Yeah. You didn't say that.
So what types of, like, in terms of like bigger music groups, you don't have to say like who you've worked with, but like
I've
when,
worked.
say who you worked with.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say who I worked with. So in different capacities, based off my talent, I worked with 300, Netflix, RCA, Sony, Epic. What's the Def Jam?
Are these sync licensing or like?
Oh no. So it's sync. I've done deals at HBO, Netflix, HBO, Netflix. Who else? It was a few other companies. Stars. It was a few other
Interesting,
companies.
okay.
Yeah. It was a few other companies. But when it comes to like production agreements or writing agreements, Atlantic, different shit.
Okay, is it similar dealing with them for sync licensing versus like just music production and rights and distribution?
It's all different deals, like, you know, because like sync licensing is more as a rights holder, and like let's say a production deal, like that's so they can acquire the rights. So there's a little bit different, like, because a sync license is like, okay, you are the proprietor of this body of work or this song, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking to license this song. And a production deal is more so like, you produce this record, now I'm looking to acquire this record to put on my product. So they're just two different levels of negotiation, two different levels of residuals. Licensing and sync is usually a one-off payment, whereas with the production you usually get residuals, and you really get an account with the joint.
But you don't own the masters usually, right?
Well,
or are you finding that's changing
for
now?
the production, no, that's not changing. Usually,
really?
No.
I've heard of people getting deals where they still get to own their masters.
Well, no, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the masters of the artist. Like, of course, the artists sometimes can do deals that are right for them, and they can have a deal where they own their masters fully, and they still need to negotiate the production.
I see.
So, like, usually when a label puts out a body of work, they want to own the instrumental on the record. Like, and usually that percentage historically comes out of the artist's percentage as well.
I see.
So you get what I'm saying? So the deal, like, I never allowed an artist or worked with an artist that has signed to a major. I'm an independent type of dude. So I've always worked independently. So I don't know like that. I never worked on an artist signing to a label. So I don't know that deal situation. I've seen those deals by doing production deals where, because the producer and the artist are tied, because their percentage comes out of the producer percentage come out of their percentage. So then guess what? They have to show you their contract.
Right.
Because you don't recoup until they recoup. So now
That's
you
crazy.
see the details of their contract, because now your producer is tied in with them, but it's just one record, if you get what I'm saying. But that's their whole deal. So you have to see their whole deal, because now you're tied into their whole deal, because you don't make any money outside your advance until they recoup. So you need to know their deal. And then when you have your account, you see their recoupment, because your money is tied to their recouping.
Right.
So you
Are
can
you
see.
able to see, like, for example, when you're making this deal, like how quickly they recouped in other situations? Because I feel like that would be hard to know. Like, if I can't get paid until you get everything back, what's your budget? Is it a real budget?
Well,
Are you inflating
you
that
can
at all?
do that. You can try to negotiate that, but the best way to look at it is like, once you get your advance, you're not going to get paid again for a while.
So you're just operating in good faith, like that. This
you
is gonna
don't
come
even
through?
think, like, to be honest, like, when it comes to this business, bro, like, if you get an advance, bro, that might be all you get. Like, it's hard to get your money in this business, and because of how like tied in everything is. So it's like, that person is probably never going to recoup.
Yeah, well,
like,
that's what it sounds like. A lot of the recoup is like,
you get what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, but just realistically. But at the end of the day, that's why I love like production deals and shit. Because at the end of the day, you can make 1 million beats in a day. Like, it doesn't hurt. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but with the artist, it's like, yo, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you're an artist for real, like, it's like, yo, when you tie yourself into that, like, you're really betting it all. Like, where a producer, like, every song is a house. You get what I'm saying? But when you sign to someone, you're not giving up a song. You're giving up your name, your identity, and you're basically betting the house on that entity to take you all the way. It's not like you signing a licensing deal for an album. That's how you keep your masters. Like, yo, we sign a license deal. We do a 50-50 distribution deal. But when you're signing to a record label, that's a whole different business than if you license an album. Because then that means now the equity is in the album. It's like, if this album doesn't fail, if this album wins or lose, but when you sign, they're betting on you as an artist.
Yeah.
They might say 5 to 6 albums, some crazy shit, sometimes up to 10 albums.
Yeah.
And
We've
it's like,
heard people say stuff like that, where like they had a song that went viral or did really well for them, or an album, for example, and then like they get signed. I mean, you're wearing his shirt. Spo's talked about it on our podcast that he got signed, and then they expected like an album of the same. Like, he had like one, I think it was one song,
One single, and they were waiting for the follow-up single, and he never gave them what they wanted, basically.
and they were like really putting the pressure on him, and he explained it in the episode with us. Shout out Spo's. Check out the episode with Spo's. He that it really was like a total like mental change of like coming from like the scrappy, I made the song myself and it did really well, to I'm signed, and now the expectations are like higher than that, and you didn't even have a formula to make the first one. It was just like an organic
just
thing.
happened.
And now
Yeah.
they have expectation on you to meet the product. Now you're in their system as like you have to produce. Now you're a producer in a system that you didn't really expect to be in. That's why you never sign off of one song.
Right.
My
Well, he
recommendation-
admitted that was his mistake.
Yeah, like
he
you
was
always
just desperate for money.
Like
so
if you're
he
gonna,
took the first.
because they come with like the, they
They
come with
put
it.
more money you've ever seen.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
and
gonna
then it's
take
like,
it.
and it's all at once, and it's a lump sum, and then they also put you in the studio, but then also it's predatory. You feel me? Because a lot of people in this business are naive, and sadly, we're in the business of, not sadly, gratefully, we're in the business of dreams, but sadly, we're in the business of dreams. You feel me? Like it's like very like. Even me, like, I've been in situations where I have to, like, really check myself at the door, and you got to really check what your mission is and your value is, because you're in the business of dreams, bro. So people get very wide-eyed and will take things that they don't really know. And even if you break it down to them to a T, because they're so hungry for that dream, they'll accept it. And then it's just like, bro, I'm really trying to explain to you that this is how this is.
We talked about this with
And
God.
it's
like
bad.
people put like you get this in perpetuity, and like people don't always realize like that means forever. Like they get always a cut
in
of your stuff.
perpetuity, yeah. And
like
they
little
in the
words
business
like,
of you forever.
And
You
if
feel
you
me?
if you don't
For
have a good
little
lawyer,
paper, for little paper, for a little bit of money, and
crazy.
then just because they put you in a nice office, like they'll put you in a nice office, have someone bring you trinkets and a nice little snack,
couple of waters,
warm you up. Then they recommend, you know what I mean? They might take you to dinner, nice dinner, overlooking the city in New York. You may never been to New York before. You might be from a rinky-dink ass town in Seattle,
Wine and dine
Washington.
ya.
They fly you to New York. They don't expect you to have a lawyer. You probably don't. Some motherfuckers never even been on an airplane. So imagine this experience. You got a song going viral on TikTok. Someone flies you to New York. You never been to New York. You never been on a plane.
wow, the big city.
Yeah. And then they take you out to a nice dinner at a fancy restaurant. They show you their wall of plaques and trophies.
Yeah.
And they say this all, and they show everybody the same shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Same system. They turning them out, putting their legs in the air, and taking them back on with everything they own. You get what I'm saying? Get out of here. You get what I'm saying? You gotta be, and you gotta have, that's why you gotta have your counsel, you gotta have your representatives, you gotta have the people that you trust that can really be like, okay. Cause if Rob right next to you, I'm not impressed by none of this shit.
Right.
Y'all spending that? That's not that. Cause that same shit, that dinner, that's on your recoupable budget the minute you sign.
Yeah.
That's an expense on your head.
That's
the minute
crazy.
you get what I'm saying? Or the
How
minute
many
you sign.
dinners have famous people bought that they didn't realize that they bought because it was the deal?
Exactly, a
That's
whole lot. Like, cause
crazy.
all of it come out of your money. Like so it's
wow,
like
I've
even
never been
gifts.
to Nobu before.
You can't even take gifts from them motherfuckers over on that side. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because those gifts is coming out of your budget.
That's
not
crazy.
You get what I'm saying?
I'd be like, take it back, sell it on eBay, please put it back into the budget.
yeah. And so you gotta just be careful with the dealings you do. But having a great lawyer, an accountant, a phenomenal manager, and just also being savvy about your business. That's why I tell my artists all the time. Like, I'm great at being a manager, but if I'm truly great at being a manager, I'm gonna make you better at handling your business when I'm not around. Because you're an independent artist, you're an independent producer. You are the business. You are the CEO of yourself. I'm just here to manage things. You feel me? So, So artists and creatives just need to know that, like, everything's not what it seems. This is a business of facade and debt, and a lot of people are in it. So if that's what type of business you want to run, go ahead and do that. But if you want to really get this money, there's certain ways you got to go about it, and you got to be on your P's and Q's and be like, I'm not going for that. You feel me?
A lot of free game tonight.
Yeah, I
A lot
love
of
that.
free game.
So, do you feel that you are? I don't want to say at capacity, but like, would you take on another artist if
I was
it was
gonna
the
ask the
right
same
person?
thing.
Like I said, I work with artists in different capacities. I do consultation, sit downs. I do
Okay.
meets. I
So he's available.
exchange services with artists. And that's where I'm at. I'm more of like a counsel for artists right now. Like, I help them to the most of my capacity until I can't help them anymore. I talked about this in the Say That part, where it's like, management is very sacred to me at this point in my life, because it's been my whole life, and I'm transitioning into more of a role of executive. And it's been a beautiful transition, and I'm just fully involved in this moment. So when it comes to like music manager, Right now, I'm just feeling like the opportunity would have to be so great and the paper would have to be so straight for me to take on. Like, the paper would have to be crazy. It would have to be hands over fist. Like, you already making 200 and you just need a motherfucker to come in and make it 5.
Millions, you heard him.
You get what I'm saying? Like you need a motherfucker to come in and got that drive that can make it. You already make it 250? All right, bet. Let me get you to 700. You get what I'm saying? Because I got that mindset to do that. But it's really about, at this current moment, like when it comes to where I'm at in my career, like it's so sacred that I'm not playing with it no more. It's either business or it ain't. You know what I mean? And I don't think I need anymore. It ain't, because I got Give DJ and C4 who I'm fully invested in their career and their growth. Yep. And there's no wavering in that. Like, I'm going to see, they show me immense loyalty in my darkest days, so I'm going to show them immense loyalties in any day they have. You feel me? And that's where I'm at. But for the future, it's like, man, you got to come with something that makes sense for what I got going on. Because I can, Putsinwork TV alone is a multi-million-dollar company. Putsinwork TV, not even Putsinwork, not even Dorchester Art Project, not even, like, I got a whole bunch of shit that I own. So it's just like, I can't be out here working for 20% commission. Like,
20's pretty good. I thought it was 10.
I mean, for the motherfuckers who don't know how to negotiate.
That's great. I thought an average manager in the entertainment industry was 10%.
I don't know about their business. You know what I'm saying? I know about mine. And I'm saying I might charge a little. I might do more than 20 starting out now. Where I'm at. Yeah, you could go up to, like, you know, like.
Is this 20% of gross? Because managers usually get paid before, right?
He want to know the business, man.
I know the business.
I want to know the business, man. Yeah, it's gross.
It is. I know it's gross. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. The first hit. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're not even getting paid. This is, I think, what, and people don't always realize is, like, knowing the difference between gross and net, and getting paid before expenses are due.
Yeah,
that's like.
But the manager is the expense. Like, a manager is an expense. So it's like,
I don't mean to say it's like a cheap.
Getting paid off, like, doing commission off a net is crazy. Because then it's like, an artist can just say, well, I made $1,600, right? I made 2,000. I made 10,000. My expenditures was 99.9, like 9,999. So I only netted $1. So I get 20 cents.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Another thing that Spose talked about is that once you join a label, every music video is $100,000.
Yeah. But then that's the thing. They charge you $100,000 for a music video, but then they have the people that's shooting it on salary.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're paying those people $100,000 a year, probably less, $60,000 a year to be on that, and then they shoot 50 videos and they're charging people the same rate.
Yeah.
But because they can do that, because a company, you can't control how much a company charge you. But that's why you got to have an audit. That's why you got to approve everything. That's why in your contract you have to have, like, oh, I need to approve anything over this amount. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if it's over 5,000, it got to be approved by hand by the artist or the manager or the power attorney.
And then they'll end up paying the videographer in, like, $32,000 installments.
Yeah, and it's just like, let me see. I need to see that. If it's over $5,000, I need to see that. It needs to be approved by my hand. I need to witness that. And you can negotiate that, or you could just allow them to do whatever they want, and they're going to do whatever they want.
Right.
Yeah.
But that comes with...
Don't give anyone access to your money. That's crazy.
But yeah, like, think about it, bro. Like, just be honest. If you giving your manager 10%, right, how is a manager going to make a living?
10% of gross is pretty good.
10% of gross of what?
Well, it depends.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that means you would have to make
like
more than $200,000 for me to make $20,000.
And that's usually
how
why
many artists you know making $200,000?
Well, then no one tells me, but I would say the thing
not
is
many, brother. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think about it, like, numerically.
Yeah.
How can a manager? So then you got to get a manager that has 50 acts to earn any type of living. Now you got burnout because y'all are charging.
That's too many
y'all
acts.
fucking.
Well, 5 acts will get you $100K. That's a reasonable living.
Well, 5 acts will get you $100K if all the acts are making $200,000 at 10%.
At the numbers we're talking about, but that's why I think what happens is, like, someone finds the guy they believe in. I don't think managers are spreading themselves so thin. You know, like what you're saying here. It's like you find your couple acts like that matter, and that's where it comes from. So like I know what you're saying. Like obviously you want the largest percentage you can, but my understanding was the rule was 10. That was like what I had always heard. Yeah. So it's interesting the reason I contrasted that is because I feel like the argument that 10% is not enough to live on, I think plenty of people do it, and I think it works well. I think for some people, but I don't know about like you said, the volume of that. Like,
I would have to see who these people. Because I mean, if an artist is making $500,000 to $1 million or $1.5 million, they got leverage. So yeah, they could get 10%.
Yeah,
like when you're bringing in $1.5 million.
I think I might be thinking of movie stars.
Who am I to say 20? Like you're bringing in $3 million a year. You have the leverage in that sense.
Yeah.
But if you're making zero, and
it's a totally different game.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you're making like it's just different numerics. Or you're dealing with local regional
growth.
If you're dealing with local regional acts, the odds of you being able to earn a living on even 20% is low.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like if you want to be a full-time manager, not only you're gonna have to have your commission straight, but you're gonna have to diversify your portfolio and have several businesses running to even be full-time, or you're gonna be one of them friend managers where you're working a job and then on the side, and then most of them don't even take any commission. They just do it for the love.
Yeah.
That's not raw. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause if I'm working for 10%, that's just me saying I fuck with you.
Yeah.
Because I know I ain't making no money. I ain't collecting that. You get what I'm saying?
So
like,
that's the homie deal. 10%. No, I'm just kidding. We'll cut that part out.
nah, there ain't no homie deals in this. You feel me? Nah, there ain't no homie deals. But like I said, like in the future, like I might go up crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like just because I don't even want to deal with people that don't understand what's going on or the value. You feel me? Like I'm not bartering. I'm not negotiating. Like I know what I bring. I know what I bring. I bring resources. I bring promo. I bring dedication. I bring a lot. I bring experience. So it's just like when it comes to that, you gotta know your worth. And when we talking about percentage, we talking about commission. When we talking about eating what you kill, nah, I'm not getting to 10% when 80% of the kill.
Right.
From here.
Right, of course. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
that makes a lot of sense.
You get what I'm saying? Like, where the
and
kill...
I'm not telling you you're only worth 10%. That was what I had heard.
I'm just saying, like, with managers, because it be a 50-50 kill. Like, a lot of the time. So it's like, if it manages, you fucking up the game. I'm be honest with you. You got to... If you an aspiring manager out there and you taking too little and you can't maneuver, but you helping out artists, all right, bro, see how long it lasts.
Yeah.
You gotta up it, bro. You gotta up everything you do, bro. And you gotta scale it, or it's not gonna be sustainable in the future. And you can't be scared to make the ask. You feel me?
No, for sure. And I think that there is kind of that stereotype also of like the artist kind of being the like man of the hour going into the room. But behind the scenes, the manager is making everything happen and be buttoned up front to that person that is like the star of the show. So it's interesting to see. But yeah, you've taught us a lot tonight, and you've got me thinking about a lot of stuff. I feel like,
what's some things I got you thinking about?
One of the main things we talked about this a little bit off camera was like, if there's a particular like industry or something you want to break into, you go to those events, find out who's the key players, go to some networking events, find them. I mean, another thing you talked about, which we need to do better with the podcast, I think, is like finding those metrics, like the KPI metrics of like what you're doing in like what demographics, what time are people quitting your video, like stuff like that. So something that we've been learning recently is the clips. Clips are huge. So I mean, not like learning, but something that we've been doing and seeing results that we knew we needed to do a while back is clips. So trying different stuff like that. And like you've just alluded to so many things that we've kind of thought about and talked about, but haven't exactly executed. So that's...
And like leaning into the sports, like we're in a sports city, like you guys have the production site right here, leaning into it, and also going on the road, just hitting up, interviewing people outside the Celtics game, stuff like that. That type of content will go stupid. Like it's just automatic. Like there's certain things that work. You don't got to run away from what work. You just add your sauce. Like Boston Big Four is already consistent. Like it already does the value. So now it's about, okay, we have our consistency programs in place. Now it's like, how can we get the things that pop? You are in banner 18 onto 19. Can you document us getting banner 19? If you can document that, you'll see 16,000 followers. How many? How many y'all got?
15.
15,000 will go to 100,000. just in documenting the Celtics
I
getting
do
their
think we
19
need to
back.
Send us the
capitalize.
link.
Yeah.
Send us
You
the
get
link.
what
We'll
I'm
cut all
saying?
this out. Yeah.
I said
what
the
I'm saying?
reason we even we were at like 8K before the finals last year. The reason we even blew up to 15K was because of the Celtics.
And what I'm saying is, you guys have the demographic is already there. It's Celtics fans.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, and there are millions of Celtics fans across the world. So it's like, if you guys can tap into even focusing on the maybe not the people in Boston, like making sure the Vermonts, the Maines, like y'all are the go-to source for Celtics, because people love not just Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins.
You know what would help with that a lot, actually?
And y'all are here.
Noah Khan, come on the podcast.
Noah Khan.
Yeah,
Khan. Yeah,
y'all
it's
are,
Vermont, dude.
Yeah. And y'all are here. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all are in a place where people worship these teams. Y'all y'all can go down to Fenway. I be eating lunch at Fenway.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and these are places people wish
and
they
people,
could.
Oh, right. No, people are watching from around the world saying, like, I would love to go there one day.
Yeah, like,
they're
and it's
eating
like,
lunch
this
there.
is where you having lunch at. Like, I be here
yeah.
every other week, bro.
Right.
Like, and this is an iconic place. Or
gotta
TD
capitalize
Garden,
on
like,
that,
I could
yeah.
just literally pull up, and it's just right there, bro. There's this, that, and y'all can be that, bro. Like, I see that for y'all, and y'all already got the consistency, so. Yeah, y'all just gotta go crazy. Like, I would love to help though, because like I said, I don't have no sports. I can let's turn y'all into
Let's do it.
Let's work.
progressive
Let's do it.
progressive bar stool.
Yeah. Progressive
Barstool.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
that's
That's
it.
I like
That's
it. I like it.
It's already a market for y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, man.
Dude, yeah, that's actually, you know what? We're coming for him.
I
Low
agree.
key.
I agree.
Low
It's
key.
happening.
All
Yeah.
the people that they're losing with the,
Yeah, and there's a market for
Yeah.
y'all. Like, it's right there.
We should just do hashtag barstool or like hashtag reverse barstool on like everything.
Reverse Barstool.
Yeah.
Hashtag
The
big
anti-bar
stool.
stool.
Yeah, big stool. Oh no, dude.
Boston's big stool.
Hey, yo.
I love it.
Oh man.
We got to
Clip
talk
it.
about
Oh shit.
one last thing we got to talk about.
Yes.
I've been meaning to bring this up. The festival. It was called
Future Forward Festival. Yeah.
Future Forward Festival, and it was the craziest lineup I had ever seen for a local festival. Like, hands down, bar none. You saw the lineup, right?
This is the one that was in the park that didn't happen.
It
right?
didn't happen. It
Yes.
got
Dude,
rained
what's
out.
going on?
Got rained out. But Malfi was on there.
Yeah.
And,
What happened
like,
to Malfi, dude?
He can tell you. He knows him.
Where's
It's-
Mal?
That's not my boy. You feel me? That's just, we did some business. You feel me? Did some business, but yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy that you got Malfi. I mean, everyone's wondering where he's been at. And
Yeah.
like you said, we were talking before the podcast, but he put out that song around the time the Celtics won.
It was just a good time.
And it was good timing. You were like,
Yeah.
all right.
And then
he's
we
obviously
did some negotiations. My coordinator, Steph, shout out to him. Shout out to Thrill.
Yeah.
We negotiated, did whoop de whoop, and we got him. And the lineup was crazy, and that was just based off of just being tapped into the music and
Yeah.
tapped into.
That
the
was like the
frequency.
most tapped in lineup you could
Yeah,
have. You know what
that
I
was
mean? You
nuts,
could
yeah.
tell like whoever created this is really paying attention. Like,
yeah, I'm tapped in. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to create an experience for people that love Boston music and realize that it's really for us, by us, for real.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's gonna come soon. Information gonna come soon. Follow Dorchester Art Project for more updates about that. Future Forward Festival will be back. Yeah,
Take us through that day, because you woke up, you thought it was happening.
yeah. I went to the venue
Yeah.
at 6 a.m. We started setting up the stages. The rain started picking up. Didn't want to call it.
Yeah.
Little rain's fine.
A
Little
little,
rain.
but
Yeah.
it became to where it became a safety hazard for the sound
No way.
equipment and stuff like that, to where it wouldn't even be feasible to even have performers on the stage. And then I'm looking at the park, and I had to make a leadership decision. Man, I had to be like, I think it was like 1:00.
It's gonna be
I
like
was just
Woodstock. So.
and I was just like, yeah, let's call it, man.
Yeah.
We can't do this safely for the people involved.
Shout out to that decision, though. Honestly, it's probably
Yeah,
better than
you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
My ego back in the day would not have allowed me to make that decision.
Yeah.
But
Right.
me being more
I know
cooperative.
you posted the day before. You were like, "Rain or shine, we're doing it." Like you were, yeah, you did not want to make that decision.
You
I know.
gotta try.
Yeah,
Day of,
Yeah.
I put rain or shine, we're doing it.
Right,
And then,
there we go.
I made the decision, and I was like, yeah, this is not safe. So, yeah, it's postponed for now. Future
All right.
for it,
I can't wait.
Same location, you think?
possibly. We'll see.
Yeah,
Stay
I'm
tuned,
ready.
man. Follow Dorchester Art Project. Rob puts in work, And yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy though. We're gonna go bigger.
Looking
Bigger.
forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna
All
go
right.
bigger. That's all I know how to do.
Can we get put in work merch anywhere?
Not right now.
Not right now.
I actually was like opposed. People keep asking, so I'm gonna have to give it to the people. Like
I like the logo. I'd wear
people love the logo, so I'm like, all right, word. I wanted the Put in Work merch to not be sellable because I don't just want people in this shit.
Okay.
But then it's like, you know, you gotta go where what the people want. You gotta give the people what they want. So
It's
I'm
not
working
about
on
money though. Like just getting the label out there, you know? Like, I mean, making, like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes
That look when you said it's not about money.
getting the merch out there, I think
No,
the
I
money
agree
comes
with-
after. You don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
make money on the merch. You make money elsewhere. But if people are wearing your merch, they know about it.
Actually, merch is one of the biggest drivers of income in this shit.
Oh, I'm familiar. Yeah.
To be honest with you, so it's like me personally, I just didn't know if I wanted to sell Put in Work product. You feel me? But people keep asking, so it's like,
You got to do it.
yeah, I got to do it. Like I wanted it to be maybe gifted, but then I'm developing my own brand. You know, I make these hats and stuff. Like I started making hats.
What are
like,
these?
Embody Greatness.
Okay.
It was my first brand. It's how I got my start. I designed, manufactured hats, and that's how I ended up. I wanted to get artists in them, so that's how I even got my start with Stupefy. So they used to be called Stupefy snapbacks. That's how I got my.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I got my a little bit of lore.
Okay. Yeah. We love the lure. Yeah. Give me
So
the
yeah,
lure,
I got
buddy.
my start like that. So to get people in my product, get artists, I used to give it to artists and help artists out. And then that's how it became Stupefy Management off of the hats. So I might bring it back. This year was the 10th year. Going into the next year, I'm designing some stuff. I'm having some fun. I might drop a brand. You never know. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? And,
We'll buy the merch,
love it.
whatever it is.
all right, word. Say less.
Yeah. And yeah, and the reason I bring up that it's not about the money piece of it is that we've gotten, in my opinion, a lot more benefit out of giving artists our merch.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
that has kind of like added to the reach of Boston's Big Four of like artists wearing that merch in places where like picture gets taken of them and they're wearing our stuff. And that's
Yeah.
happened a couple times. And
Yeah.
it's nice. So, I mean, of course you want to flip merch. I mean, I'm very familiar with making money on merch. I'm over at Fenway Park selling it. So
Wait, you sell merch at Fenway?
at the concerts, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, the man of many hats.
I do a
Did
lot
you know
of
he
stuff.
works at Fenway?
No.
Oh, yeah. He's a vendor at
That's
Fenway.
like my side gig, and
Yeah.
I sell any big concert. Like I got like the Post Malone stuff.
Wait.
I
We
get,
gotta
yeah.
do some business there, man.
I'm probably I can get you in touch with someone. I think I don't know exactly how much I could do, but like probably maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the deals. yeah,
maybe.
Well, I'm saying, like, what is the process of vending at Fenway?
So I sell.
Do you have to sell like specific merchandise?
During concerts, it's a little different. So like there's the retail and there's the concessions. Normally, like if you go to like a Red Sox game, I'm selling like stuff in the stands, like lemonade, hot dogs, whatever, like beer. Sometimes.
How long have you been doing that?
This next year will be my 14th season. So
Since he was a teenager.
Yes.
yeah, I've been around
So
a long
you're
time.
at
It was like one of his
Fenway
first
Park.
jobs.
You're a career Fenwayer.
A little bit, yeah, a little
absolutely.
bit, yeah.
He's a veteran.
Next year is my
He's a
14th
You must be like one of the
season. You know
longest.
the coach.
You must be one of the longest tenured guys at this point.
No, not
You
even
know
close.
the
not even
coach.
close, yeah.
You know the coach.
Kinda. Sometimes he looks at me during the game. Yeah, he looks at
You
me.
know
he
the
got hit with a
players.
bat.
You know
You got
the
to see that
players. They be
video.
like, Owen, my guy.
I promise you, I'm not even close to the top guy.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
like halfway
if-
about on the list.
If he
But
knew
I'm
the players,
saying,
we'd be getting him on the podcast.
Are you going to do this forever? 'Cause that's hard.
I never thought I would, but I'm also a lot farther into doing it than I ever thought I'd be. So like, it gets better a little bit every year. It's off seniority, so like I'm a little higher.
That's
on
what
the
I'm
list.
saying. You're
yeah.
14 years
Right.
in, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
why?
there's guys that are like 65.
But
still
I'm saying,
doing it. Yeah.
why stop, bro? You're
I'll probably stick around. Yeah,
You're
why
14
not?
years
Why
in.
not?
Like, it doesn't hurt. You get free tickets
No, so I've gotten tickets one time.
in
it was
14
like,
years.
yeah, so like I didn't even know I was like a part of it. I happened to have sold the most cotton candy that homestand. This was in like 2017 or something. So I get 2 tickets to like the box seats or whatever, and they got like it was like free food and stuff. It was a sick day, but that was the only time. Like it's not like it happens every season either. I think it was like one promotion like for the cotton candy people or
Okay.
something. I don't know, like. It's not like a vendor gets seats every year or something
But
like
you
that.
work until what inning?
Yeah, well, that's up for debate right now. But
Oh, really?
we've actually been arguing about it. The old contract was 5th inning, top 5th.
Oh, okay.
But now with the shorter games, it's more. They're kind of like, they want us to stay till the 7th.
Yeah.
Beer is always the 7th because
I
beer
always
gets
thought-
cut off
yeah,
in the
okay.
7th.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like everything else, sometimes like the like Cracker Jack guy probably leaves a little early.
So wait,
like,
time out. How often do you work?
Last season I worked like all the games. I got 93 games last year. So
What time do you work from?
It's from game time. So like when the first pitch happens, sometimes I go out a little early. So like 7 to 9 usually. It's like
7
2 hours.
p.m.
Yeah.
That is fire. So it doesn't even
It's
take
a
away from
side-
your day job.
No,
like
like
you just
couple
go
hours.
there.
Yeah.
I would drive from like day job there, change, get ready, sell. It's like you make like almost double your money on those days sometimes, depending on like how things go.
Yeah,
It's all,
so
like,
that's fire, man. Look at Hustler. Owen the Hustler.
Owen is a
man.
hustler.
trying
definitely.
to. But
Hustler. Oh,
honestly,
it's a
we're gonna cut this
hustler.
out because no one needs to know that.
Wait,
I'm just
Everyone
kidding.
knows you work
people
at
can-
Fenway. We posted a video of you almost getting hit by a bat. Recently.
Yeah, that was on the Say That podcast. We talked about that.
Yeah,
that was
no, that's
crazy.
hard, bro. That's hard.
It's fun, but the reason I brought up the merch part of it is like we were asked to sell merch. It was this show that actually I believe we met at, but I wasn't familiar with you at the time.
Yeah.
C4 was there, Clark D was there. It was JR Specs' show.
Yeah.
He was from New York. No one around here actually he's from Maine, but he lives in New York now. But nobody knows JR Specs. It's so interesting. He's coming out. He's coming out,
word.
I should
Yeah.
say. But he has
He's
like
from
high
Maine,
quality
then
music.
he went to UConn, and now he's in New York. So he's been like around.
I think it's happening for him, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was too remote before, but now it's getting
He's
like
too remote.
yeah. But
he was
so
all the
it
way up in Bangor, Maine.
He too internet.
So,
It's
which
crazy
worked out
work.
because we're like his Boston Connect, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
sold his T-shirts at that show. So like I've worn the night school shirt here before. That's one of his T-shirts, but we sold his shirts, and I remember telling Jack, I was like, I am so familiar with selling T-shirts.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is like not weird to me at all. I was like, I folding them. I'm like, let's get the sizes in order and everything, and
Yeah.
you just
Oh, I might have to,
you
I might
sell
have
them
to
as you
book
go.
you.
If you need help, I can do it. Yeah, anytime. It's super.
I'm on you
it's-
to it. Oh,
I got a system, dude. Talking about systems for shirts, there's a system.
I'm gonna hold you to it, Brody.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fire.
I'll sell whoever's merch, C4, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
You
ready.
know we about to do some big shit. You know you about to be on Rhythm and Flow and shit like that.
Oh
so.
yes! Oh my God! We didn't bring that up. Hold on.
Dude.
Thank you for dropping that real quick. Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be on Rhythm and Flow on
Yep,
Netflix.
he's gonna be competing.
So
November
how'd that
20th.
happen?
You know, just grace of the universe, and you know him putting in the work and
Yeah.
grinding. So
Yeah.
yeah, he gets to compete, and he's gonna be on a national stage competing. So
And who's on? Who are the judges this time?
Lotto,
around?
DJ Khaled,
Oh,
Ludacris,
Lotto, I'm going, dude.
Ludacris,
That's crazy. I love
Ludacris,
Lotto.
and
That's crazy.
a few other hits.
Are there
special guests.
audience tickets?
No,
Can we
nah.
get press passes, bro?
It's-
Send me the link.
It's on Netflix, November 20th.
Dude, Netflix is pissing me off so much right
Netflix,
now,
November
dude.
20th. November 20th, man. So you get to check that out. And shout out to
That's gonna
C4,
be crazy.
man. Yeah, he's gonna be crazy, man.
He's perfect for that show because we were saying his performances are just
Yeah,
through
he's
the roof.
out of this
His
world,
energy
man.
is
He's an out of this
unreal.
world artist. He's an out of this world man, and
Yeah.
I'm proud of him, and I'm super excited for him to do what he needs to do on this, and we're gonna see how it unfolds.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that.
It's gonna be stupid.
We're gonna be reviewing it on the podcast.
I
For
bet that's
sure.
fire.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We had Flawless Real Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was on
second
there.
runner up. He was runner up on the first season.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had him on the podcast right after that. So we've had 2 Rhythm and Flow people on the podcast now.
That's crazy,
fire.
yeah.
I love him.
I love it.
Small world, huh?
I know, right? Also, the last 5 music guests we've had were all nominated for a BMA.
Dude, shout out to BMAs.
This guy, Exit Fame, Y Sham.
Exit Fame was actually just in a
G.O.D..
documentary.
Was he?
Was that the
with
Tommy
G?
Yeah, he
Yes,
was,
yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
He was talking about Tommy G on here, and I was like, Tommy Guarino, and he's
No,
like, no,
different Tommy
somebody
G.
else. But we agreed that the conversation was Jake Scally to Tommy G, and Jake Scally's done videos with Tommy Guarino, so I'm like, oh, he's talking about Tommy Guarino.
Too many Tommy G's.
That shit got like 1 million views. It came out 4 days ago.
I
That's
saw
fire.
parts of the clips. Yeah, that is sick. He's shout out Exit Fame.
Yeah.
He's
Shout out to
killing
all
it.
the
Yeah, yeah.
BMA nominees that's
everybody.
been on Boston Big Four. Like I
Yeah.
said, y'all doing a great job, bro.
Who did I leave out? Trill Manny, too.
Oh
Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Manny.
Voted for best new artist.
Yep.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's fire. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's
it's
exciting.
Yeah. it's
Jinx,
good.
Jinx again.
Y'all tapped in. Y'all too tapped in.
I know. We've known each
How long
other
y'all
for
been friends?
17 years at this
Yeah.
point.
Oh,
yeah.
y'all brothers.
Yeah, basically.
Probably, yeah.
We're brothers.
Definitely.
Pretty much.
Brother. Hell yeah,
How
brother.
do y'all know each other? Like,
High school.
High school, yeah.
oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all been in high school. Y'all was high school a minute ago, man.
It's yeah. Well, couple.
Say, yeah.
Actually, we're 19, so we know each other since preschool.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Nah, that's fire, man. To stay friends and stay locked in and to, build something together is hard.
Yeah, well, we honestly, like, him and I, and honestly a few of us, like, well, Easty, his episode will have just come out. He's our boy who started the podcast with us, and like a lot of people have been surprised that we're still friends from high school, and I'm like, why wouldn't I be? Like, I don't know. I was like, these are the guys. Like, I don't understand, but
I mean,
you and Eastman are the only ones I talk to like on a consistent basis. I'd say from high school.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's just hard to like talk to everybody.
But
all
we
the
still have like
time.
a group of friends that we see like once a year from high
and it's
school.
like nothing's changed.
yeah, I
so,
see.
like, yeah.
I haven't seen. I don't really.
Oh, so you're one of those people.
I'm one of those people. I'm
Hit 'em
also
up,
one
I
of those
bet
people that
nothing's
like. I'm
changed.
one of those people that you know what I mean.
You were always on the move though.
Yeah, and I don't really need people. Like, I don't really need friends.
Fuck
for,
people, man.
So we're talking about the community, talking about hanging with the high school friends, and whether or not that's like always there's always the people to reach out to, but we're the homies. And I'm surprised. It's surprised that I'm surprised that when you said you don't want people around you, dude.
Yeah, I'm a very like dolo person.
So how honestly, that could probably be another podcast. A manager running solo like that. So like, how does that work? Like dealing with people all the time.
Oh no, I do my job. Like,
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But like when it comes to who I'm around by
I see.
myself, like
Gotcha,
of course
gotcha.
I'm around people, like, but it's for work. Like,
Yeah.
I do my job.
Okay.
And I do my job in many different capacities, and then I go home to like my family. Like I be with my family. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not a person. I'm not a person. Like I like family. Like I am a very family oriented man. Like I like being around my goddaughter, my nephew, my niece, my sisters, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my mother, my father. Well, I don't get to see them as often because they live in another state, but I'm just family oriented, and then I have a select few people who I see now and then.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like friends,
Who needs friends, right?
I mean, I got work.
Right.
Well, I've noticed that as you get older, you do get a little more selective, and like you say, we don't talk to everyone all the time, but I just feel like a lot of those old friends, it's the same.
Yeah,
type
we'll
of
see them.
dynamic,
Like I said, like once
how
a year.
y'all relationship is beautiful. You feel me? But then also y'all had to find a common.
If it wasn't for this podcast, we wouldn't see each other as much as we
Probably
And
do.
that's what I'm saying. Y'all had to find a
Yeah,
common
yeah.
thing, and I think that's
get
what
what you're saying.
That's what like has to happen as you become an adult. Like
Yeah.
there just has to
Yeah.
be a common thread of connection.
Yeah.
And for me and my mission, like I don't be around regular ass motherfuckers either. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like there's not really that many people on the path the way I'm on the path. So it's just maybe in the future.
So it's like, what are you going to talk
Some
about?
people
with them?
are just
Yeah.
regular ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
What is that? With no drive, no mission, and then I'm Rob is being crazy again. Then it's like
Here goes Rob talking about his goals again.
God forbid. Yeah.
There he go philosophizing. You get what I'm saying? There he go with his philosophies, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to see you again, type shit.
I
Like
get
motherfuckers who want to be sitting around getting drunk, high, doing a whole bunch of nothing, talking about a whole bunch of bullshit, watching a whole bunch of bullshit, eating a whole bunch of bullshit. And it's just like, I'll look and be like, I don't do this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to take care of yourself. Yeah.
You never drank or smoked?
No. I smoked when I was a young bull, like from
Okay.
like 12 to 18 type shit. And then I stopped.
12. Damn.
I was a
Early.
crash out. I
Early,
used to be a
alright.
crash out, man.
Alright.
I used to be a completely different person, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I almost died when I was like 16. That changed my life. That made me who I am today. Yeah, so I almost died due to alcohol poisoning because of
Wow.
like senior skip day and shit. Like I was a young bull, but I went to senior skip day. Drunk way too many shots of Absolute. Ended up having to get my stomach pumped and a whole bunch of shit. 15 minutes away from death. So that slapped me into consciousness. And I just been different ever since. So,
okay.
So it just
You're lucky that happened early.
thank God it happened early.
Yeah,
And
right.
sadly, like one of my mans actually, when we was in our early 20s, he passed to the same thing
Damn.
while he was
sorry
in
to hear
college.
that.
Yeah, so that was weird as fuck for me. Like,
Yeah.
and that even like for me, like in all the near death experiences that I have had, like it just puts you in a different zone when you know you're mortality. You feel me? And you like really understand like this shit ain't no joke. Like you could really be gone. Like so, I got that when I was 16 years old. Like I almost died by my own hand. So
that's a young age to get that.
Like to be that like what? Like waking up and you're a completely different person. Like waking up and you don't process life at all the same. And it's been that way.
You're like, we were right there.
He said, what happened?
We were right there. Like you're right at the door.
Yeah, and it's like
back.
16, like, and then you think about it, like, bro, what would my story have been like? It would have been trash. And then my whole life is just like building a better story, like, because if I would have died at 16, it would have been like, bro, what? You know what I mean? Like,
so much potential. That's the thing about when young people
or
die.
it wouldn't even have been so much potential. It would have been dumbass.
Well, like, you didn't have to do that. Come on.
Like,
I think it's
stupid.
I think it's a combination, to be honest with you, of like, of course, like maybe the potential was not obvious at the time, but it's like the potential of like
any 16-year-old has
like,
potential.
You're
but it's
like
like you gotta make good
decisions.
decisions. You feel me? And that's what that shit just showed me. Like, who give a fuck how smart you are? Like, if you don't make good decisions, it's all for naught. Like, so I haven't smoked since I was 18. I stopped drinking. Like, I sporadically drink throughout my 20s, and then I stopped drinking like 4 years ago.
Okay.
And then I don't eat meat either. So
really,
vegan.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm tapped in right now.
Nice.
Damn.
I'm tapped in.
You are locked in.
I'm tapped into something
got the
different.
regimen,
Yeah, I'm tapped into something
That's
different,
awesome.
man. Like, and I'm blessed to have the discipline to do that. But like I said, the discipline comes from a lot of pain. So sometimes people don't understand the frustration or like why I'm so adamant on niggas getting their shit together while we in our like 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
Like, so then that way, by the time we 60, 70, like we really like got this shit in order, because I know motherfuckers who's in their 60s still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying? Like, and I can't allow that for my people.
No.
Like, and I see that if we just keep the path of joking around and bullshitting, like you're gonna be 60 trying to figure it out.
Right.
And it's not
and when you said before of like some people they don't know they're eating whatever, doing whatever, smoking whatever, drinking whatever. There's like, and don't get me wrong, like I'm a person who likes to, you know,
indulge.
I'll have my things.
We get a little silly sometimes.
I'll have my and I think it has a place, but there's also times where
we get a little silly. It's crazy.
No, that's patented. Yeah, patented. We like getting silly, but the thing is, if it's not like there's like times to draw that line, like of like we have work to do right now. Why are we having drinks? Like, and then there's like we have something to do. Like, why are you trying to make a stop at the bar? There's somewhere to go. Like, there's things where you're like, hold on, we're all chilling now. You're having more? Like, there's like people like that, and you're like, we have to dial that back and like watch where the slippery slope is. Some people can't do it. Some people just can't. So like, there's the situations where you want to find like the right people, and like, obviously none of it is the best way, and you found that way. Yeah. And, finding people that are willing to like actually put in the work, like doing it actually, like for real. Like, and I do mean it that way of like, not to be corny, of friends that will exercise, will eat correctly. And you don't have to be like, make suggestions like, hey, it sounds like the thing you're describing means you're probably not eating enough vegetables, or like whatever your problem is. Like some people really don't know how to take care of themselves, like believe it or not. And they're in their 20s and 30s. And you're like, oh my God.
Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, so just looking a little bit into nutrition, education, things, you know.
And bettering yourself.
Exercise,
enlightenment.
And it's not like I have to be a gym freak, or like I'm a nerd now, or like just always be taking it in, all of it. Like whatever it is, exercise.
Yes.
So what you said and you found, it sounds like you're on that path and it's never going to change. So I appreciate that you're
And it's just about being enlightenment. Like being enlightenment. Like, and aiming for enlightenment and aiming to be better. You feel me? And then once you realize like, you're either going one way. You're going one way, you're going towards a good thing, or you're going the other way and going towards a bad thing. So it's like, which way you going towards? You feel me? And your habits and what you determine, who you be around, and that affects it. That's why with me, I just be having to be very aware of who I'm around and what their intentions are for themselves, not even for with us, like just for yourself. Like, and I don't want to be distracted you or become a point of contention for you. You feel me? Because I can easily become that, and then it's like counterproductive. You feel me?
Yeah. And I hope whoever that is in your life around you is seeing what you're doing, seeing your success, and is not is taking that as inspiration. Is
Oh
what
yeah, I don't hang around. I hang around I don't hang around anyone who wants to be me. That's the key.
Okay.
You feel me? Like,
What does that mean?
Like, you don't hang around people that want to be you. It's simple.
Okay.
Like, I don't want, like, I'll hang around someone that's completely not like me before I hang around someone that want to be me.
Got you.
You feel me? Because the minute you hang around someone that want to be you, that envy start reaping through.
I
You
got
feel me? Like, you know what I mean? So I put my all into, like, you know, my family, children, like the children around me, making sure that they're properly understood and nurtured. You feel me? And just different. Like, if I'm going to put energy, it's not going to be to another man for real my age.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Kids,
like,
You
just
got
to
to
the
be
kids,
the person you need.
you know,
as
beautiful
a kid.
women. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people to spend time with. You feel me?
Of course, yeah.
Shout out
That's a
to
good point.
beautiful
Yeah, don't
women.
waste your time on these wasteful people.
That ass. Put in the work.
Put in the work.
It all comes back to putting in the work.
We're gonna
the
do a
bottom line.
super cut of putting in the work
Yeah.
all afternoon.
We got to get a whiteboard.
We do need a whiteboard. We're gonna come up with we'll
Different message every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We have kept you. We're just past 2:15 now.
Okay, we put in some hours in this
yeah.
motherfucker.
We put in some work.
Yeah,
We
we
put in
did.
some work.
All right.
Hey, we did it. We can find you at
Rob puts in work.
Rob
Put in
Puts in
work
Work.
TV for the company. If you want to check out the art cooperative that we're building, me and my team and I, Dorchester Art Project, for Gib DJ, the best producer on the motherfucking planet. Real Gib DJ. And for the best performing artist in Massachusetts and New England, the real C4, SEEFOUR. And
When's that new C4 album coming out?
hey man, we might smack y'all in the head with the deluxe soon.
Okay.
For Spirit of a Warrior.
Oh, all right. So we're not
And
done
then,
with Spirit of the Warrior yet.
Nah, we still in that era for real. But
right.
we got some records, man. I'll play y'all some shit once we get off this.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Love
for
it.
sure.
Yeah, well, thanks for
All right.
coming on.
Rob puts in work. Manager of the year. Vote for him.
Oh
BMAs.
vote for me. I'm the best manager in New England.
That's
Period.
right.
Let's
Fact.
get it. It's not close.
It's not close. Landslide.
Heard it here
Landslide.
first.